Hey, guess what?
It worked for me.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's weird. What are we live right now?
Yep.
Well, I'll just be Chuck. So ask me anything. I know everything about Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
How you doing?
Oh man. I don't know. I'm pretty fucking high right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Me
Fucking.
too. Damn, this was gonna be a good one. Chuck was gonna be a good interview.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully get to.
What was he claiming was wrong?
He said that. Let me see.
Let me shut my TV down.
He said. He said he's been trying for 20 minutes. He's on a cell phone. He can't get it to work. I said, you
Is he
gotta.
on an iPhone?
No, I don't know if he's on iPhone. I don't know what he uses.
If you're
iPhone
on
or
an
Android.
iPhone, you have to copy the link, then go to Safari and then go from there. It won't let you like just direct link from Messenger like it will with a Samsung or whatever Motorola, Samsung, whatever all the other brands are.
Man, I got this pen. I got this six. You ever heard of Lost THC?
No,
Uh,
I
no.
know Matt messaged me with some stuff you guys got the other day.
Well, you got. I haven't tried any, but that pen that I got, woo.
Working?
Boy, oh, I took 2 hits off that. I did a reaction. I put it on Rumble, and I did a
So
reaction to it. I took 2 hits off that thing, and boy, it's right.
it looked like reading the package, what he had was they figured out how to like extract THC or derive THC from hemp, from like CBD hemp. And
Mm.
somehow that's what's up, Rob? That's legal. I don't know how that loophole is working out because in the end it's still THC. But if it's derived from that, it's almost like people are getting away selling that everywhere.
Yeah, and I got some gummies from Matt from that he takes, and uh, they're 300 milligrams, and they don't do shit to me either.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll take that
that's
hit, big
probably
stack.
because you're used to like full spectrum ones, and those ones are made with just distillate. So like once again, when it's just distillate, it's just Delta 9 instead of like the full spectrum of cannabinoids. So
That's what
I
that guy was telling us this past weekend
I
about
know
that.
this. Yeah, with the gummies, the people using the distillate, the gummies don't seem to be as strong.
Yeah, I don't know if I smoke if I can smoke one of Jess pens, I can smoke anything. That's the way I look at it.
No, for sure. Those are about as strong as you get. I mean, those are GMO live rosin, so that's like 30%,
Yeah,
34%, somewhere in that ballpark. 30 to 34, depending on how well it's grown, percent weed. So it's way high in THC and the cannabinoids that they do test for. But yeah, they're strong. They're ridiculously strong.
yeah.
I tried messaging Chuck too. Like, I want
I don't know.
Chuck on here, man.
I think Facebook jacked up earlier and or this today I guess when I guess something happened with Facebook or something is what I was reading. I don't know, but
I could try to send it to him through text.
I messaged him the new because I just stopped the deal and then I wanted to actually work on getting him on. And then he said that I guess he was on the other one, but uh I can't get him to respond to me, so
Yeah, I just
but I
messaged him
don't
too, and he's not responding. But
but
knowing
I don't
Chuck,
know if
he
it
might
I
be
don't know.
driving to somewhere to try to figure this out.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was a cell phone issue or if because I was sending something that wasn't even showing that you can see if they seen it or not.
Yeah.
And I never did even get even that from him, but and 660 TV said that he has an Android, so at least he's smart like
Yo,
that.
so that's Dave. Dave, get a hold of Chuck. Like, find out what he's got going on. So
Oh,
I can enter the studio twice. Look
oh,
at that. That's nifty, isn't it?
oh boy, we got it.
All right. Let's.
All right. Oh boy, what happened? I kicked both of them off. What happened? What the hell happened? We high as shit, Mike. That's what's up. Or at least I am. Yeah, he was echoing because he had double feed. Plus, he's an iPhone, so Bone Ranger. the Bone Ranger.
So I can enter the studio twice, but Chuck can't even get on once.
Well, that's what I messaged myself while ago, and I had it on my phone, and I was like, "Oh shit! All right," and it automatically come up. So I was like, "Well, I know I can do it." Yeah, Limpy's too high for that shit. That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking pretty high right now.
Was that echoing like that for everyone?
Well, when I had you double on there, it was going from
dude, that would have been sweet. It was like a sick rap song we could have did or something.
Yo, going back to Cali.
Yeah, what a bummer, man. Because like Chuck, I'd love to see him get a little recognition because like he is everything that is street up here in Michigan.
Chuck's my
like,
boy.
Without him, we wouldn't have shit. Like, and he works his ass off to do it. And then he always hooks up with a couple guys that like grind. Like he was with Mo for a long time, and everyone knows Mo. Mo street raced as much as anyone, and then hooked up with this Glenn Ward who's been probably street racing the most in Michigan in the last year and shit, man. He's got I think the coupe's white again. It was purple for a second with some gold rims, and now it's white. But yeah, he puts it down. He'll race anyone, anywhere. And Chuck is how that happens. Like,
yeah,
the one you went to in Battle Creek and shit.
Oh yeah, I like that road.
Yeah, that one's sweet. That is a cool spot right by the Army base. We got a good one in Lansing too. That if you hit up on any day, but what's up, Dave? If you hit up any day but like Friday or Saturday, you can get a whole race off. Like, I don't know about like 20, 30 cars, but you can get like 15, 16 cars off on like any night but Friday and Saturday. And you can even do it on Friday and Saturday sometimes. It's just a lot of times the cops know that's where we do it and they'll show up. But on a weeknight, no one even gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same at Battle Creek too. Like, but Battle Creek will let you get away on a Friday and Saturday night as long as you're not running it all year. You know what I mean? You do one or two a year, you can run a pretty big race there. But other than that, yeah, there's Glenn right there.
I know you gotta click
message too.
You gotta click the link and then
someone go pick this dude up, get him to a laptop.
Or if you click the link or you copy the link and put it in your browser, but I've never done it on a iPhone, so I don't know. But I did notice on my cell phone that you had the comments on there now on the same page. At least on mine you did. Are you on a laptop or are you on a phone?
Yeah, I'm on a laptop now, so I can see the comments.
But on my cell phone, I could see the comments earlier when I was testing my phone. I could see the comments on it, and I was like, "Hell yeah!"
I can see the comments. This is sweet. I forgot to turn those on.
Hopefully, Chuck
yeah, man, I'd love for him to get on. He does all the flagging for most of the events up here, minus the few that like I have you come up for and stuff. Yeah, and he's wild and crazy, like our crew or whatever. Just
Snow Road.
Yep. It's not actually Snow Road, but everyone calls it Snow Road. It's like 2 roads away from Snow, but
that's like when I was up in where was I? Is it Wisconsin or no? Where's 41?
It's like Indiana, Chicago border, Illinois border.
I was up there, and they were talking about we're going to Boat Road up in God dang, murder capital of the world there.
What? Gary, Indiana.
Gary. Yeah, they were gonna go up there, and they're like, yeah, we go out there Sundays, Boat Road, and we just stay out there all day long, blah, blah, blah. So I was trying to find Boat Road, could not find it at all, anywhere.
Yeah,
and they're like, no, it's not Boat Road. There's just an old boat out there. That's why we call it Boat Road. I'm like, oh well, shit. No wonder I can't find it.
The one time we went to Gary, me and Maynard at like 3 a.m. pulled into Gary, and there's like a truck stop, and we were meeting Brandon Mork to pick up the turbo kit. So I'd already met him at this truck stop once.
Fuck that guy.
And that's when he told me that I was a complete fucking idiot for trying to make a 9-second street cruiser with a Whipple charger on it, and that I was gay and you're just going to hate it. So after that, we got home. See, he can back me up on this. And so after that, he talked me into his turbo kit. So we drove back down to Gary, and we got there like, I don't know, an hour early. So we looked it up on the phone, and it was only like 4 blocks down the road. There was a McDonald's. So we're going to grab breakfast. It's like a 24-hour McDonald's. And we run over there, me and Andy, and we pull into the drive-thru. And like, as soon as we get in the drive-thru, and we're already like questioning where we're at, we get into the drive-thru, and like 3 cars pull right behind us. So like, now we're trapped in, you know, like you're going to go through the drive-thru. And as we're going through, we're starting to realize that like we shouldn't be in this drive-thru. Like, we are not looking the part. We're in a lesbian transport vehicle, i.e. a Subaru. So like, we're in a Subaru Forester, and these dudes are like, I don't know. It was like Friday night, and it was a party at McDonald's. Like, the whole entire parking lot was full. It was bumping music everywhere. People walking around selling drugs. People are like getting out of the cars in the drive-thru and like walking by us to other cars. Luckily, we made it out of there, got back, and then grabbed that turbo kit off Mark and bailed. But it is a horrible area. Like, Flint's a lot like that too, though. Flint is dead.
Yeah, well, they were going back and forth as the who was killing the most, right, for a few years, back and forth.
Yeah, I think Gary is still the leader, man, because it is such a small town to be that crazy. But Flint was giving it a run for its money for a while. I think at this point now, what happened to Flint is it's so little population compared to what it was that, you know, the numbers just fell off some because no one cares. I don't even know if people report much. They won't even fix the fucking water there. They have all these celebrities come in, and we bought water for these people, and we did this, and then we turn around and give $1 trillion to some other place, and
some other country
fix the water in Flint, man. Like, what a bummer. I think they did a little bit, but there's still people there drinking shit.
Can't see in.
Yeah, they race on, man. We had a wild. I don't even know. I probably shouldn't say anything about that. We had a bad deal. I wasn't there, but there was a street race in Flint where they were on the highway, and that's why I'll never, ever race on a highway. I think that's super not smart. But a drunk driver came through and caused a whole mess of shit. Like,
oh, shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Kind of like Stockholm style?
Just really bad. As worst case scenario as you could.
No. Did they close the highway down like they do in Stockholm? Is that where they're?
No, if you did that or something, you know, like literally where they were doing this, it is like you come around a turn on the highway and everyone just stopped. Oh, and it's like, dude, what are you? And the reason I could never race there is, you know, we don't run any water or anything. It's like a 3-mile. You park at this one place and then drive to the highway, drive down the highway a while. Then you would have to make a pass and then get off the highway and back to the spot. So, like, my car's not capable of that. I mean, the white car might have been at one time, but I don't know. There you go. David Evans there is from Flint and has raced there a ton. So,
yeah, he said they set up the exit. I was sitting at the exit. Sound like a bad deal.
Yeah. What up, Ricky? Yeah, they had a big bug. We have actually, like, up here from my, like, hometown, which is Eaton Rapids, which is like 5,000 people or something that live in Eaton Rapids. It's like a small town. Only Eaton Rapids on Earth. We have, like, a bunch of mud boggers that are, like, travel all over the country like we do racing, and they were in Florida this weekend kicking ass. Tony Cataline's truck getting right. I think it's discombobulated that is Ange Dillingham and her man, and there's probably a few other ones that went down. I don't know if the one dude has the pro charged one or whatever went down, but yeah, those guys have a lot of fun and do that too. So there was a big bog in Florida this last weekend. And then, with Kenneth, I just seen commented, we have Perkins up here I think twice a year. It's like the biggest bog in the friggin' world, I think. Like, they get crazy. And then Victor Stevens, who races with us and was on Street Outlaws and all that, their house is where one of the biggest bogs used to be too. I mean, it was probably as big as Perkins. Like, back in its day, it was pretty crazy. That was a cool spot. He has like a ton of land. It's where I tell everyone we're going to go if the apocalypse comes. I'm going to Victor's. They got cows and a lot of land and a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Group up.
Man, I wish.
Damn, no word from Chuck or nothing.
No, I ain't got nothing. He didn't send me anything. I was like,
what a bummer.
I started to see if.
Send Glenn Ward a fucking invite on. Let's get Glenn on here. He rules the streets in Michigan pretty much. We'll talk to a street racer that don't get enough credit. Glenn. You still on here, Glenn? Where you be?
Roseville. Yeah, oh yeah. I'll message him.
Yeah, see if Glenn wants to come on. That'll be an interesting one. I think last year, so like they kind of in our state had like a point system somewhat for street racing. So like every time you went and street raced someone and won, you got like a point. And this bro had like 80 some points or something, meaning that he went out and won 80 street races. That ain't even how many he might have, he might have lost a few in there too. I'm not positive, but
yeah, I sent Glenn an invite.
Oh yeah, hopefully
I'm not friends with him, so he might.
I know it might get all messed up, but it looks like 660 just told Glenn, so hopefully he tracks it down. But yeah, I'd love to see someone that don't get enough credit get a little credit, because he did work his ass off last year. He beat some bears too, just how street racing goes. You don't always have to have the baddest rig to win. That's why the streets are so fun.
Yeah. What was that nug you had today?
Those pictures were for a buddy, Big Matt. He's involved in another dispensary. He showed up last night, busted his like broken down Obama phone out and started trying to like take photos of it as I'm sitting here with like $15,000 worth of camera equipment in this bag, like literally an arm's reach away. So I was like, bro, give me that shit. That's garbage. Like, and then I struggled because I was like, damn, what am I going to shoot these on? But luckily Maynard's back glass for a Jeep that he used to own is here. I never threw it away. So I pulled that out and we shot it on that glass. So that's why that reflection's on there and it looks cool.
Hell yeah. And you're real good with the angles with the camera. I've seen a bunch of your work. I know you're real good with the angles and the reflections and good. I mean, that badass shit now.
Yeah, no, I've shot photos for like 20 years, like longer than that. Shit. 21, yeah, like 21 years or 21 years. I started out shooting BMX was all what it was about. But yeah. Matt Jones. Oh, Matt Jones. Yeah, I'm definitely.
What's up,
I thought if I wore the glasses like Happy, I might look a little smarter today, or people might take me serious. All right, Glenn said he'd hop on. I don't know if he's going through the steps or not. If he's listening right now, you got sent a link in Messenger.
Yeah,
and if you're not friends with Limpy, which he said probably not, you might have to go to like message request to find it. Ricky, we're doing everything we can to end up in Texas on April 14th for the Small Tire Gangsters. And then we'll be at both War in the Woods and the Purges. We'll be in Lower Illinois for the Luck of the Draw race with Josh. There we go.
There we go. I was trying to learn how to get this whole app thing working. I couldn't figure it out.
I figured it might take a second. I didn't know if he could find his message even.
Right. Yeah, I tried getting Chuck on. I guess he couldn't get it figured out. So.
Well, hell yeah. I figured we'd get you on. There ain't no one that raced more in Michigan last year than you. So.
Yeah, I know, right?
So what was your favorite spot in Michigan?
Man, I'll tell you. Honestly, my favorite spot was probably North Line over in Taylor. That's a really, really good road. So I was able to go pretty fast on that road. Nice concrete road. So, but I mean, there's also some really sketchy spots that I was like, okay with racing on too, you know?
What's the one where we're right by the highway and like if you were to go off, you're going to launch like 30 feet down into the highway?
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of where that's even at.
Oh, God. I know Sherm raced there one night with a bunch of us, Sherm and Corey or whatever. I was just like, all I could think was like, wow, man, like T-Town.
Huh.
Looks like Dave's calling it T-Town, I think, where I'm talking about. But yeah, it was.
Huh. I don't think there.
Did you ever make it to Battle Creek?
Yeah, I went there a couple times last year.
That's a pretty fast road too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good road for sure.
I think Snow and Battle Creek are pretty similar.
Yeah, they're a little ways from me though. Probably 2.5, 3 hours from me. So I try not to obviously go out there too much, especially if we race till 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm not home till 7. So.
Yeah, you got kids and stuff, right? Too?
Yep.
Yeah, so you damn well notice.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
yeah.
like jumping on your bed at 6:30 and there's nothing.
Right, and I haven't got any sleep.
You just get up and deal with it. Hopefully you can fall asleep in a chair later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Are you just street or do you do no prep stuff?
I was mostly street, last year. I tried to do a couple events. I didn't really do too well because obviously the car really wasn't set up that way. This year I'm going to try to do more events. I just changed a lot of stuff on the car, try to be a little bit more competitive out there, like at the no prep events and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it works out, so.
What was the switch from purple to white again?
I'd say the wrap job didn't come out as nice as it should have. He's
trying to save 15% on his car insurance.
there was a lot of flaws. So a lot of stuff.
Was that an issue with the wrapper, or like you realized that much showed through? Because like now that I've wrapped a bunch of cars, I can tell you right now, if we wrap this piece of shit sitting right there, boy, is it gonna look bad. Like
no, so I told the guy, I said, listen, it's definitely not a perfect car. I just, it's got paint chips everywhere. It's got dents, scratches, whatever. Just wrap over it. I don't care about any of that. But I had it wrapped and everything, picked it up, and I thought, the color was cool and everything, but everyone said, man, the color's sweet, but who wrapped it? Because it looks like shit. And I started looking, and there's, you could see paint bubbles and dirt, and the cut lines and everything were bad. So there were spots where he didn't even tuck in the seams. So I'm driving down the road and the wrap's peeling,
Oh,
so
fuck. Yeah, that's horrible.
So as I start to peel it off, I'm looking underneath it, and there's dirt and there's metal under there. And, I bitched about it, and he said, well, you told me it was a race car. I said, yeah, but you should obviously take quality in your work. The car was clean,
it's gotta stay on.
Yeah.
I mean, period. Like there should only be one cut line on a coupe.
Yeah.
And it should be over the quarter glass. And if you tuck it good, don't get me wrong, you're standing right over it. There's no way to hide it, but you should be able to not see it from like 5 feet.
Yeah.
And that should be the only cut line.
Right. And obviously, because the roof and the quarters are all one piece. So, where he wrapped it, he overlaid it to where you couldn't really see it, which was good. He did a good job there. But I just think the prep work should have been done better, and
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's got to stay on, period.
yeah. So I just said, whatever, I'm going to pull it. I'll just bite the bullet, lesson learned. And that's that, I guess.
Yeah, I like white better anyway.
Yeah, everyone said, man, they look so much better white. Screw that purple.
I didn't mind the purple though. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm a
thought the
sucker
purple
for a
looked good,
purple
but
with
then
gold rims.
everyone said, no, that's going to draw too much attention to you. So I said, yeah, you're probably right. So
I don't know. Racing as much as you did on the street and winning last year probably drew a lot of attention. I don't think the color was going to matter that much.
Yeah, for sure. I honestly tried to get out there as much as I could. I just wanted to go out there and have fun. Like the racing thing is great. Like I love to do it. I was out there on weekdays when I obviously had to be up at 5 a.m, and I was out there till 2, racing just because this is what I wanted to do. I like to do it, So
it was awesome to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, I did pretty good, for the year. I think I had 6 losses out of probably about 37 or 38 races. So it did pretty good. I was willing to race whoever. Like I don't care, if someone had a car that was way faster than me. I mean, you're racing the road,
I've always had more fun racing big dogs than just racing. So you know what I mean? Like I've lost a beater bomb. I think four times now, man. And if I could race them tomorrow, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
If I could race them the next day, I'd do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have no shame in losing, though.
Right.
Like I could care less. Like if you and me ran tomorrow, everyone, if I get my ass whooped, is going to be like, oh, and I'm literally going to be like, what the fuck? The dude's raced everywhere last year.
Right.
What are you talking about? This isn't like the upset that you think it is. The street, like you said, equalizes a ton, especially when you're bouncing to spots on different nights. Like we don't test as much as like I feel like some of the other states do. They get on these like 5 roads and just go to town nonstop, and then Limpy down there, they have all like every road is concrete, like every road is blistering fast.
Right.
We're up here, we get on roads that I don't care who you are. If you're 580 in that thing, 570, you're flying. Like,
oh yeah, you're going rounds for sure. I mean, there's spots, that we have that you can't get down like at all. Like, I went to a couple spots that were, I mean, like 740s,
Right. And then go to somewhere like Pontiac. Where
and then you're running, 530. You're running 530s, 540s, out there, So big difference in the roads for sure.
God dang shit. All right. I'm back, maybe. I'm trying.
I was wondering what was going on there.
I'm like, well, somebody said what you drive, so I brought that up, and then I was like, all right.
Oh.
But also white is a little bit more incognito too. You see a white coupe, you're it's just
plus the vanilla gorilla is a lot better than the purple one.
Yeah. I left that on there because I was like, man, I'll probably end up going back to it anyway. So,
What are some of the mods you went with?
I just changed the turbo on it, changed the converter, some suspension upgrades, and hopefully it works out. And it's not as fast as it was, but it's a learning curve. You obviously got to,
Yeah, when you change suspension, turbo, that much stuff, it's gonna take a second. And don't get me wrong, some people get lucky as hell and knock it right out the park. But it always takes us a second. Every time we've switched one of these cars or moved everything around, it took a few runs to get going.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the car honestly didn't give me a single issue all year last year. I mean, engine, trans, suspension, everything held together completely. All I had to do was I did oil changes, spark plugs and put gas in it. That's the only things I've ever done to it all year. I freshened it up this year, with new bearings, just so everything was new and fresh, but yeah, that thing has never given me a single issue. So
No, and that makes it fun, man. When you get too crazy here, like some of this front side's getting, man, it gets expensive. And,
oh yeah, and people are flying on their front side
and just breaking parts and
yep.
Yeah,
that's why we went to two this year. Like having one car for front, one for back.
Y'all see all them wrecks at Twin Rivers, Twin Cities, where?
Yeah, and I mean, I personally feel that's going to be a product of this year. Like,
you think they're getting too fast?
I think
front side.
I'm just going to be honest, and some people probably aren't like me, and that's what makes the world great. Is not everyone's the same, but in my opinion, like if I was down there and we were in Jeff's car, I'm fucking sending it, dude. Like you're telling me that Kai Kelly's here and 45 fucking Street Outlaws. I want to put it right down their throat. Like, I don't care. And that's not disrespecting them. That's me knowing that you give them enough time with the money and backing that they have, that they're going to be fast. So if I can just beat the crap out of them right now, I want to. Right. And then I feel they're the same way. I mean, we're getting to where everyone wants to win really bad. And now we're at a level where we're at the very edge of the surface.
Yeah. And that front side stuff is fast. You can go very fast on that front side stuff.
And I don't ever care about times. They could light the boards. Like at Wagler and places, it's like 450s. Like at Cincy Street Nights this year, whoo, it's going to be faster than that. Like, and so when you're pushing a no prepped surface like that, and then the dew sets in, or any sort of little thing comes in that you're not fully aware of, or what, it's just, you're on an edge that's so razor thin. And then all of us that are building these front side cars, they're so stiff. Like you're building a chassis car, and if you've come off a car with like a regular 010 or, not as much cage as a chassis car, they flex and stuff. You can drive them more. You can get out of shape. If you start to get out of shape in those really stiff cars, they don't let you drive it as much. It's just, at least my experience from going from the white car to the one behind me that's double frame rail, that was the first thing I noticed, is as soon as I start getting sideways in this one, the other side tires start to lift off the ground. Where before, I don't know if I've been so far sideways in the white car, I probably could have whipped the wheel and did a donut, and pulled it back. Where like my car would never do that now. It would do what they do, just off into the distance. Like,
yeah, Glenn, do you prefer shootouts or like just some?
I mean, races? I honestly don't even have a preference. I mean,
it don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter to me. And to be honest, I don't even like to go test by myself. I like to, obviously have someone in the other lane. I think it's more fun that way. So, anytime, I haven't even really been out with the car this year yet. Obviously, I know it's still cold out. We don't have the best weather right now, but, I was racing in 30-degree weather, just, 2 weeks ago. And with the suspension setup that wasn't even done.
You raced what this weekend?
Yeah, I raced.
Won a shootout this weekend. They left straight from
Autorama.
There you go.
Yep, I drove around for probably about an hour, just cruising around, waiting for everyone to be able to meet up. And I went cruising around for probably about an hour, and then Chuck called and said, "Yeah, hey, we're meeting over here." So, I met over there, and I ended up, driving to the race. We ended up going to a couple different spots, drove to the race, raced, drove back. And then, we went to a couple more spots, to finish it off. And I ended up, there was 8 cars. So went rounds and ended up taking it home, 1750. It wasn't too bad,
We need to get this guy down to a no trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this dude's wheeling out of the giant car show that's indoors to driving around for an hour getting some rallies to then heading over to the street race for the night. That
Right.
sounds like
Yep.
no trailer fun to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to do some traveling for sure. You know, go out of state, do some no trailer races, stuff like that. Absolutely.
Y'all don't have much concrete up there, do y'all?
No, not a
Not
ton.
ones that we can get away with.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's the difficult thing, is trying to find an actual spot that you can test and race at that's not going to get broken up within, 10, 15 minutes by, cops, etc. Someone calling because you're in the way blocking traffic, all that.
The
So,
normal
yeah.
people. The normal
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, the normal stuff.
And
So.
you can, and when they drive by, with the look on their face, they're the ones that called.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had someone call, on the weekend, we had someone call, and within 10 minutes the cops were there. We're like, yeah, it was that lady. And that's the lady that was confused on getting through traffic. She's the one.
Yeah.
So what was the sketchiest moment of last year?
I was racing Mark in the Chevelle, the blue Chevelle. And that thing is so loud that you can't even hear yourself think. And we were out on snow, and we were first pair. And I was probably down at the very end, probably at the 8th, and I was still in it, but I couldn't hear that my car was obviously bouncing off the limiter. And at the very end, I was sideways looking at him, thinking I was about to go into the woods over there, Yeah. So that was probably my sketchiest pass last year for sure.
I promise Doug Johnson that if you come to Michigan, you can get action. You can bring any car you want. Bring a dragster.
Y'all don't care.
Run it.
Y'all don't care. Y'all just want a tire size and go with that.
That's all we care about.
Yep.
Tire size and what you got.
Tire size and gotta be door car or truck.
Yeah, and Chicken had like they're commenting on there. Mark's about that life too, dude.
Yep.
Like Mark will street race anyone, anytime, man. Like,
yep.
With a broke car or not, he's pretty about that life.
Oh yeah.
He raced me in the middle of the day one time. So like, I don't know, 3 years ago, like I couldn't get anyone to race me. Like a lot of people weren't racing at the time. Like Corey didn't have a car, and the people that normally will race anyone. So like I couldn't get anyone to race me. So in the end, I just said, I'll race big tire. Like any big tires want to, and Mark instantly was like, yep. And he's like, when do you want to do this? And I was like, I don't know where you live. Like it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and he met me at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. out on this country back road that had no black marks. I just knew we could get a lick off and park at my buddy's farm. And
that was your white. That was the New Edge, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, but like he was about it. That's where I met him for the first time, and was like, dude, I like you. Like, let's do it.
Right.
Glenn will probably be at Roadkill Nights, right?
Yeah, I went last year.
Yeah, so he'll probably get an invite back. So yeah, definitely, if you come up for that, Doug, we got street race. We got a ton of cars. Someone will run you, or we'll find one that you like, or whatever.
Yeah, we went racing that night after. I
was going to say
after that whole roadkill stuff. He obviously had to run a radial, and it was the first time I've ever tried to put a radial on the car. And right when I got home after that, I put my slicks on. I said, "Screw these radials! I'm not running these things." We went out and put slicks on, and we went out that night and raced. I think we had a shootout that night, probably 8 or 10 cars.
Yeah, I remember that. A couple of the Mac guys were going to come and stuff.
Yep.
Ease and Bees asked you, what do you say? The story of your life comes out tomorrow. Who is playing you, Glenn? And what's the name of that movie?
I have no idea.
You can take a second. I mean, there's Tom Cruise, there's Brad Pitt, there's Tom Hardy.
Mine's gonna be Butterbean.
Yeah, I got no clue.
No clue. What about the story? Like the name of this movie? I can't remember what mine was at this point. Oh, what was it? I was the guy from Lost, the Jack dude, and the name of my story was Mistakes Made.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked everyone that question.
Yeah, I can't even think of anything.
Do you watch TV? You got shows you like?
No, I don't.
Show?
I don't. I really don't.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I try to stay off that, even though I'm addicted to my phone a lot. But yeah, I'm not much of a movie or TV person. So
YouTube race videos and channels?
Yeah, that's pretty much that's it.
All right, good man.
You know.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I did you watch Ryan's video from the other day?
Which one?
I don't know which one, but the one where he's got a camera on his rear shocks and all his bar angles, and I was just like, oh man, we kept rewinding it and pausing it. And
trying to get all the info.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that anti-roll bar moved about this far, so he's got about this much separation. I can see the angle on the bottom and the upper bar.
Yeah.
He looks like he's sitting at about this much ride height. We were trying to break it all down.
Yeah. Yep. Try to get all the info, right?
Yeah, because they slip up once in a while and post something they shouldn't post. And then,
yeah, I get it.
I tell people all the time, like a lot of people complain, I don't have money to test or I don't have time to test. And that's what I tell them. Go watch all the videos you can then. Watch every single one of them and you can learn a lot. You can't learn it all. There's nothing that beats actual testing, but man, you can learn a lot from like just watching those dudes go.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I've tried to, ask questions and how things are set up, but no one's ever going to tell you everything that you want to know. So,
yeah, I mean, like we're really good at telling people stuff, and I don't even tell everybody everything.
Right. Yeah,
like,
you got to kind of learn and figure it out on your own,
Yeah. I mean, we'll give people help, like, hey, man, we separate a little on this surface. We go neutral on this. We want the shocks. Like what I always say is I got them coming up fast here. Or I got them coming up slow. Like, I don't ever tell them like I'm trying to have it fully come up at 200 feet or I'm trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I leave the specifics out and then it don't matter what you say. I don't care if you put every single part I have on my car on your car identical. They won't work the same. They always
absolutely not. Yeah. Nothing's ever going to work the same. Everyone's car's different.
So, I mean, you can get some theories that help you, but for the most part, you can't really just take someone's notebook and run.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. He said it, not me, people. He said
Dude, what about, okay, so let's get into a good one. Do you go to Blue Collar Unplugged, Glenn?
No.
Oh.
No, I've been on there a couple times.
So when you get
I see all the comments and all the stuff going on in there,
Dude, this last week was crazy.
Yeah,
what I missed.
I scroll through it sometimes, but yeah, what do we miss on there?
Was wild.
Oh yeah.
People commenting on that. That one was hilarious. And I feel like too many people take it the wrong way. Like we've been on both sides of Blue Collar. We've been where people were defending us and we've been where we were getting trashed.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I love that there's a place for absolute degenerate retards that don't even race to just give their most amazing opinions. And then the crucial sin, though, is actually caring what those people say. Because as soon as you start, like, war ensues, and it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of people that are probably not blue collar fans. I love it. I love it for the exact reason everyone hates it. And like I said, we've been on both sides of it.
Yeah, I get on there, and I'll just read all the comments and everyone, talking shit about whoever on there, and it's
so what? Mickle's giving you all the advice?
Oh yeah. No, he hasn't given me none. Oh man, the only advice he's given me is, I'd say oh, I'm not going to go fast this pass, and he still kicks my ass.
Dude, he's fast as fuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I met him for the first time was like 3 or 4 years ago. The only time I ever ran a prepped event. And that was with the white car, like kind of like what you're saying for roadkill. I threw some radials on it. I didn't even take my weight out or anything. But he pitted next to us, man, and he was on Fuel Tech and I was on Fuel Tech. And at the time, there wasn't a ton of us on Fuel Tech. Everyone was on Ollie. So, like, we were talking back and forth, and I've always loved foreign cars. I worked at Foreign Car Place forever, and Mickle's car was just so sweet. Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's different. It's different from everyone else, and that's
100%.
the cool thing about it. That's the cool thing about it, because you don't see anyone else. You see a million Mustangs out there, a million Camaros, and everything like that, but you don't see a Volvo wagon. That's what you don't see out there.
He's so fast and he's so smart. Like, he's a ridiculously intelligent human, and he's fast on all surfaces. Like, Michigan this year is going to be wild, like, especially at like track events. There's so many people that just keep stepping up and getting faster. Like, you got Mickle, you got Johnny Everett started winning races at the end of the year. You've got all the Canadian dudes that come over to all of our events, like Waji and Baja's got a new car coming out. And
seen that.
I don't know if Justin got another car or not. I think so. And then Frank K, whether he's in the Mustang or the GTR. You got Joey LaRoque. You've got Doug Schirmer, who's working with Kenny Dangler. If anyone knows Kenny bad fast and very intelligent too. You got Mick, just a lot of
fast guys.
Fast people.
Definitely a lot of fast people.
Have you made a hit on James P. Cole?
Nope.
Is that in Detroit?
I don't even know where that's at.
Me neither.
Maybe Kenneth knows of a good road.
Yeah, Kenneth, tell us
where's that at?
Where that street is. Flint.
Yeah, we'll have to go check that out.
Flint. Yep, it's in Flint.
Right
yeah, the only road I've raced on is Flint is on 475.
Yeah, see, I think that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So crazy. The only reason I have an issue, and if I was younger and didn't have kids, I wouldn't care where we raced. I'd race anywhere, because then it's only my existence that's getting effed up. Like, I've had to flip out on people before at some of the shootouts because, like, the second time we raced at Battle Creek, I was, like, in the white car, and it was one of those years where we raced there, like, a lot, and all the Battle Creek guys raced there every single weekend, even though it was their 10-second cars or whatever. They're doing giant burnouts like us. The place got fast. Like, the first pass I made, I think I went like a 42, like a 542 first round, like third pair down. And when I come by the finish line, at least 20 people could have stuck their hand out like this far and hit my car.
Yeah, you can't have any of that.
As soon as I come back, I was like, listen, dude, I know I can't stop you guys from standing wherever, but you have to at least be like 30 feet back if you're going to stand right here. Like, I won't make the next pass if you guys are going to stand where you could high five my car. Because it's like, if I wipe out, there's no way they're moving in time. It's not even possible. Yeah. It's not even like they're going to react. They're going to be dead before they even realize what happened. And then I got to go to prison because you chose to stand in a stupid spot. I don't know. Sometimes the fans drive me in the wall, but at the same time, I love the fans. I don't care what anyone else says. I love pulling through the starting line with 4,000 people. Like,
yeah. But what happens if, you're at that finish line and, there's those people down there and you get loose and, you hit someone that's, you can't have people down there.
Well, look at yours and Corey's race. Corey almost had a catastrophic issue and it was only 10 feet. He went 10 fucking feet and people almost like ended it all because I can't remember. What did he break? An axle?
I think it was the anti-roll bar broke. I believe that's what it was. Yeah. And it snapped on launch.
Dead hooked and then just went right. Like, so lucky. Like,
absolutely.
Even moved. And that's then. That's not at 140. That's not at 130. Like, that was
and anything can happen.
Maybe 20 miles an hour.
I didn't even know that it happened. Like, I made the pass, and then everyone was yelling, "Oh, Corey crashed, Corey crashed, Corey!" You know, he went off on the side, and I was like, "Oh shit! Is everyone okay?" You know, and I guess the car was fine. You know, I called one of his buddies after, like, "Hey, like, you guys need help, like, getting the car, like, on the trailer?" Because apparently, you know, like, it damaged like a wheel and some other stuff, and you know, they had it all taken care of. But
Yeah, obviously, I talked to Corey that night. He said you were way cool about everything. Like, I
yeah,
think they were
so
mad at some of the crew or whatever.
oh
but
yeah,
I told him
absolutely. I
that
mean,
too, though. I told him, dude, you got to take that as respect. You know what I mean? Like, they're that pumped to beat you because you are something worth beating. You know what I mean? So, like,
right.
just know they're in their feels and they're feeling great. He had what, once again, I want to state that he said right off the bat, Glenn never did any of the, you know, Glenn was cool as shit, but he
Yeah,
was like,
I don't.
some of the crew was like pissed me off, and I'm like, yeah, and I get that too, but
Yeah, everyone, you know, cheering on. You know, I don't think they were like cheering on that he like wrecked. I think that like they were cheering that, like, you know,
you got the
from what I
win
seen
over a
from
big
like the
dog.
video,
Like,
it looked like everyone was just like happy about, you know, like the pass, but it didn't. I really don't know, because I can't really say for any of them. You know,
yeah,
I try to stay out of all the stuff. I try to stay as humble as I can be. You know, I try to give everyone respect. I don't, you know, sit there and, you know, disrespect anyone, you know, for racing or whatever, you know. So I told Corey, you know, like, hey, I'm sorry. You know, I offered him money to fix the car so we can get it back up and going, you know. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm not about any of that stuff for sure.
No, and like I said, I don't even think what they did was that. At least we know how this goes. Like,
Yeah.
for us, you know,
Yep.
I tell my crew all the time, like, hey, when we go out of town or something, just know that a lot of these people think it's a big deal to beat us or want to beat us
Hmm.
really bad. And if they do, don't get pissed off when they're jumping around over in their lane or whatever. Just know that they should feel that good. I'm pumped for them
Yeah.
too. Like, good job, good race.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna go back to the drawing board and celebrate what you did. Like,
Yeah. I mean, there was a time when I raced one of the local guys over here. He's got a SN95. It's a nitrous LS, and we made a pass.
right?
Yeah, yep. And
Yeah,
I blew the tire all the way down the road, you know, and he was gone. You know, he smoked me. So, you know, they came back, and his buddies were all excited and happy, yelling and screaming, and I didn't take any offense to it. You know, I'm like, good. You know, they should feel that way. Like, hell yeah, I just beat that car. You know,
I should feel like shit. I feel like I should want. I like it. I drive through there, and now I'm like way
Right.
pissed. I'm not mad at like the driver or his crew. I'm mad at myself, and then it makes me work that much harder because
Right.
I do not want to drive through that crew again. I want to make sure it's reversed the next time.
Right.
Like, I
Right.
want to come through like, yeah, that one time was lucky. Like,
Yep.
fuck
Exactly.
you.
Yep. Yep. I get it. Yeah. My wastegate line melted on my exhaust, so it was full boost, and it just blew the tires, and it was not a good night that night.
No,
So
and we do a lot of screw ups too, and I tell people all the time, like, I don't ever, you know, claim that's why we lost or whatever. It's why we lost. Like, I
yeah.
don't care what the deal is. Two cars pull up. If both are capable of running what the surface will take, then someone made a mistake if one wins. Period. You either didn't put enough boost in, you had a hole burnout, you had an injector, whatever the damn reason is that something either went wrong or you didn't, you know, see the surface for what it was, it's on
Yep.
you.
Right.
Like, don't take that away from the other human being, because I don't care what the scenario is. You either didn't show up prepared enough, your car wasn't prepared enough. It don't matter, you know, like, you
Right.
lost. A win is a win, and I don't care how it happens. Like,
yeah. And I'm happy for, you know, if like when Keegan beat me, you know, I was like, you know, congratulations, like, good job, you know, like my car obviously didn't perform like how it should have, and I'm not mad about it at all. You know, I mean, that's racing. You're not going to win every time. Yeah. Oh, you got a fast car. That doesn't mean it's always going to make a pass or it's always going to win every time. There's going to be times when obviously, you know, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your biggest win that to date that you can think of?
Like as in like against like a fast car.
Like somebody that you looked up to and you beat, or
honestly,
you know.
Corey. Corey's a really fast guy. We raced twice. I can't remember the road that we originally raced on. I don't remember the name of it, but I wasn't even really planning on racing him that night. I was out testing, and him and a couple of his guys are like, "Hey, you know, you want to race for, you know, some money?" And I didn't really bring a lot with me, but I had some people that said, "Yeah, you know, we'll back them up on it." So we got a pot together, and we went out and made a pass, and I think he spun off the hit a little bit, and then, you know, he was trying to play catch up, and it didn't end up. He wasn't able to actually, you know, reel me in, and he called me out, I think about 3 weeks after that race, and wanted to, you know, make another pass. So we set it up. We made another pass, but that's, you know, when he broke, you know, again. But that's I'd say that's probably definitely my favorite one, because Corey's got a fast car.
Lit,
you know, I mean that you know, that New Edge that they had, obviously sold it now, but I mean that's a fast car. You know, especially when it would work. So I was definitely super happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. And like, Glenn isn't doing the story justice. So how it actually worked out is Glenn hit the streets early last year and won a bunch of races. Probably like 10 races or 8 races or something. And Corey, being who Corey is, which is awesome because that's how Glenn is too. And I love dudes like that. Instantly was like, well, everyone in Michigan was like, Glenn's fucking people up. Glenn's racing everyone. Glenn's keeps winning. Video after video online. Corey's like, dude, I'm going to race him. So then Corey went and raced him. It was pretty hyped up. Like everyone that wasn't there was watching online in Michigan. They were either on Johnny Quick's live, or there was like 3 other people on live that night, maybe even 20 people on live. So like the whole state was watching, on top of like, it was probably one of the biggest crowds for a grudge race this last year, I'd say, real close. Yeah. Like for a single one-off race, you know what I mean? Not being a shootout. There's quite a few people on that sideline, and then even more for the second one. But that's how awesome Glenn and Corey are. And that's what's sweet about people that do that is neither one of them back down. Glenn's looking up to Corey, you know, because obviously Corey's paid his dues and done this for 3 years, raced in Kansas on the street at one of the big ones and been all over and never scared to race anyone. I just think it's cool that 2 people went at it like that and never had any hard feelings about it and weren't scared to do it. Like, that's the hugest thing nowadays. Like we commented on earlier, at least up here, is everyone is scared to lose. And it seems to be a recurring thing in all the conversations all over the country, you know, that the struggle is someone don't want to lose. So they want this perfect scenario where they've went and tested the road 6 or 7 times and everything's perfect and it's the right night. And this is the air temperature I ran that night. And I've got the same number of, you know, they want this like dream scenario where they're guaranteed a win. And it's just never going to be that. That's what the streets are. Like, you can show up to that spot, have the cops come, and now we're on a new spot that no one's ever been down. We just think we can make this work tonight to get this last race off or whatever. So you just got to not be scared. I mean, if you want to succeed at this, you're going to lose. I don't know what everyone thinks. Like, you're definitely going to lose races here or there to fast people and to slow people and to people just starting out. Like, it happens every event. Someone goes down.
Yeah, everyone
to someone else.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, everyone, you know, is, you know, it's a pride thing. You know, obviously they don't want to get beat or, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm okay with losing. I don't care. You know, I just want to race. I don't care if I win, lose. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, you know.
Nope. We can unload
So,
the golf carts and race those. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm having fun doing it. So, it's all that matters to me. I don't really care,
No, but I just wanted to comment that like it's rare nowadays that you have two racers that weren't scared to run each other. And,
Yeah.
and like I said, and don't take this the wrong way, Glenn. You've earned where you're at now. But at the time last year, you know what I mean? In my eyes, Corey was the one with something to lose.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
lost to Corey that first time, the second time's a whole other story. But if you lose to Corey the first time, what do you say? Well, that's fucking Corey Malone in Two-Face. Like,
right. Of course, it's
everyone was
expected.
saying I was supposed
It's
to
expected.
lose.
Yeah, it's expected 100%. A
Where
car of
when
that
Corey
caliber.
loses, you have every troll in the planet, that once again, I got to remind you that you got to ignore, but they get on there and say, oh, you just got gabbed, blah, 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 blah. You just got to learn to ignore it. But once again, to rerun it and everything else, I think it's awesome. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now this year, after what you did last year, you're kind of in the position of Corey somewhat, like where now if you run some new dude that built a new car, I mean, I'm trying to think of someone and I can't off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's going to be 40 of them this year.
Oh, yeah.
You lose to one of them, it's a big deal to them. You know what I mean? Like Glenn beat everyone's ass last year, so it's
and then they
cool
just kicked my ass
and go both ways.
But, right. Yep. Like, so I raced, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago, Craig, he's got that R8 and that thing is crazy fast, and he beat me in that thing. I mean, he can go drive down the freeway at, 130 and turn the AC on and, whatever he wants to do and still make that pass every single time. And
that was also one of your first passes with all your new upgrades?
Yeah. The car is nowhere near dialed, but I mean, I wasn't upset, that he, that he won or anything like that. But he's like, hey, you called me out. I wasn't going to turn that race down.
No, it's a fast car.
Yeah.
They're fast. So, I mean, they're essentially a Lambo.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised at how good it did out of the hole.
That looked better. I was too, to be dead honest. I was very shocked.
We got like 2 of them here that are they're legit.
Yeah. Those things are no joke. I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, yeah, that car is going to, it's not going to do good out of the hole. It's not going to 60 foot or anything, but I was wrong. That thing, it moves out really good for what it is, for sure.
Yeah, and it's all-wheel drive, and it's cold as fuck out right now, and none of the streets got any real heat in them or action. So, but once again, I want to state, I think it's fucking awesome. You went right out there and raced and didn't give a fuck what anyone thought either way.
Yep, we were out there at 30 degrees out there, freezing cold.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
So,
yeah, when we had they had that race here, and it was 11 degrees outside. I was like,
yeah,
we're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
that's how we are. We're just, but you
got to be careful in that scenario. At least on a car like mine, what'll happen sometimes is if you don't run enough, I got to put a heater on the oil pan before I start because the oil is so damn fucking thick at that temperature. It'll
one guy couldn't even get his car. He couldn't get his car started. His meth car. He couldn't.
I always keep that can on me.
Oh, he said he wasted a can
with my car.
He said he wasted a can and a battery trying to get that motherfucker
Holy
started.
shit! A whole can of start. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. Mine will start in really cold weather as long as I got starting fluid.
Jasper and Glenn, pick your race. Who you racing? Who and where?
Like, is he must mean like a dream scenario?
I guess who somebody you want to race.
All right.
And where y'all racing? Oh, hey, Pip.
Well, I'll tell you, to be honest, I'd like to honestly make a pass with you. We can go on snow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely game on that. I've got injectors that are at Fuel. What is that? Fuel Injection Innovations. Just giving them a shout out again. as soon as they're back, I'm down. Like, and I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, if you want to do little money or whatever, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not
Right.
like everyone else. We ain't got to run for $5,000 for me to pull my car out,
Yeah.
especially if it's on snow. Snow's 20 minutes from my house. And then you want to know something funny? I've never made a pass on snow with this car.
Really?
I've made a ton of passes in the white car on snow, so it's not like I don't know snow. And I've watched you guys run it.
Yeah.
Not like I'm blind and rolling out there. I don't want to state that or anything, but yeah, I'd love to. Like,
Right.
love to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
like I
I
said,
mean,
no hard feelings either way. You know, I won't
yeah.
be pissed. You know, I won't care. But yeah, I want to get more out on the street this year. We slacked off last year. We were trying to go fast, man, because we went to that first place at War in the Woods, and we did so well. Like, even though we lost to Cali in the third round, I had a mistake on that pass, and we were running fast, like really,
Yeah.
really, 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 really fast. And so I didn't want to change the car. I was like, we got to go back to Gangster's Paradise in 3 weeks, and then we've got, like, what was it, Onondaga, which is pretty fast. So I started like not wanting to switch the car over for street. So like the only time we did was uncaged. When we went to that uncaged backside, I actually set it up for backside racing or street. Like when we were at Myland, I was just using it to make sure I wasn't eating up push rods. Like we knew we had no shot. I had the ride height slammed and I didn't have enough weight in it and stuff. But this year we built that other car for front side. So my car is only street and backside. So we're super.
So are you going to race? Are you going to do like the Milan front side stuff?
Yeah, with the other car. And
Yeah.
then Saturday I'll run my car.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
The other cars are like aluminum 540 with twin 94s, and it's very heavy on the front.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brian White, that dude, Limpy, that's who you should have on next. Have Brian White on next. That dude used to build shocks for all the Supercross pros. He was just out in California, like getting the beta motorcycles that are brand new to Supercross running. Do you know what I'm talking about, Glenn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Yeah. Me and him.
Dude's so fucking fast, dude.
Yeah. We raced at the Lapeer no prep last year, and I drew him first round, and Chuck looked at me. He goes, "You might as well just put your car on the trailer."
Yeah, we got lucky at him at Uncaged. He knocked both of us knocked the tire, but I gathered mine up really quick.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and that's how we got him. Otherwise, Brian White runs me over, dude. He actually is who helped us get this red car going. We had some major problems with it the first like 4 events ever. After Kentucky Cash Days, we made a modification that we thought was going to work, and it did not. And eventually Brian White was the one that was like, looked under my car and was like, bro, get that fucking shit off there, dude. And as soon as he did, I swear to God, we had just made a pass. We ran with Billy. It was like one of Billy's first passes or first races with the Nova. So, like I was like, sweet, we're at my home track. First races in the Nova. We're going to skunk them real quick. Wrong. We ran with them till about 400 feet. And then I kept having this bounce real bad. And Brian is so good with suspension and very innovative with suspension. He does, like, his car is so different than a regular Mustang, like every aspect of it in the rear. It's super cool. And he would be a very interesting interview. Like I said, he's had a really cool life and did a ton with Supercross. I fucking love Supercross. I always ran.
He was rolling on 26s at KD.
Yeah, KD. No, he's so smart. Now. So smart. Very smart. Very calculated and very good. He's not someone you want to draw. And still somehow people don't know enough about. I laugh. I still make money betting on him on the line all the time. Like that first year, we ran him and met him at Kentucky Cash Days, which was like the first race of the year almost. And I think I made, and this is not a lie, I think I made about $5,000 up to about September. And then no one would bet me anymore when he pulled up. But forever, no one knew who he was. and he'd pull up in that raggedy looking hatchback. That was before the new Edge. And dude, I'd be like, yo, I got 100 on this guy. And everyone would look over and they would start like doubling up, you know, like I would end up with 100, like $500 bets. And then he would win and everyone would look at me kind of funny. And I could do it for like one more round. And then everyone was like, no, I might be able to get one bet in the third round because everyone started catching on. Or a few people were like, hey, that's Jasper. Like, if he's coming up here to bet like that, you probably shouldn't bet him because he's, you know, knows all these guys or knows what's going on. And I did that at like 8-9 different races and made so much money off Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's fast. I know that he won a couple of shootouts on the street over by us too.
Yeah, he's just really good on everything, and he's very innovative. Like, not afraid to try things.
Yeah.
See, other people made it off him too. They picked up quick.
Yeah, I seen him back in Chicago when I was coming back from on a doggo.
However you say it,
yeah.
So they pronounce it Onondaga, but honestly, I looked it up, and it's named after the Onondaga Indian tribe. Yeah. So I guess I don't know which one's right.
Well, I was coming back from there. I think the first time I was up there, and they had a cash days on the street, is south of or west of Illinois or Chicago, wherever it is. I can't remember the town.
On your way home.
So I stopped by there and I met, that was my first race I ever did.
First race, Brian.
Dude, he got the bye first round, but they wouldn't let him make a test hit because I don't know. I guess they do dirty. I guess they do that weird shit. You know,
I definitely wouldn't want the bye then.
But he made it all the way to the finals against Schoolboy, and I was like, man, I think this is going to be a good race. And I think Brian knocked the tire off of it because they even had to switch spots.
Actually, because I see Brian's watching and he'll laugh. Schoolboy, after that race, on the way home, instantly started messaging me and was like, yo, this Brian White dude was at our race today or whatever. And he's got this weird thing going, like started describing one of his innovative devices that Brian will run in the suspension on the rear or the front or whatever. I'm not going to give anything away, or say what he said, because that's someone else's shit. I'd probably tell you if it was mine, which would be dumb anyways. But yeah, I talked to Schoolboy for a long time on the way home from that trip, all about Brian and what we were trying to theorize what this part he could see was going to or doing, because you couldn't see all of it because it started above the floor and then went through the floor. And then Avery just commented something.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Told me that he built the ECU in the car.
And I think that's what he was doing for Beta, was working on the ECU for the Supercross bike. But he used to do suspension for like all those dudes and had his own race team for a while, I think, or was a part of a gigantic race car or Supercross team. And that's what's on the side of his trailer. I think it's BMR, I think is what it was.
I think he has, and I think he honestly, I think he has the loudest toe pig I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. You definitely hear him coming, but that's another guy like you, Glenn, that deserves a lot more recognition for the work he's putting in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a really good guy, man. He is a really good dude.
Oh yeah.
And his wife Amber is really cool too, and his kid's a good kid. Yeah, they're just a good group over there. And he hangs with all those Chicago guys, so if he can put up with Mork and Boost 12, you know he's got to be a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
And this is a factor here. He started talking to me one day, and I'm like, God dang, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm just
he says some things sometimes to me too that I'm literally like, wow, I never even thought of that way. And that is amazing.
Right. I gotta jump off here. I gotta
I was
be to
gonna-
bed. Fucking,
I was
I
gonna
gotta
ask
get up
you-
super early.
That's
You
okay.
wanna-
Thanks
you
so
wanna give
much
a-
for coming on, Glenn.
Yeah,
You want to
good
give a
luck
shout
this
out
year.
any sponsors or anything? You want to give a shout out to?
Yeah.
So Rocket Pep, Rocket Prep is who I use. Shout out to them. Full Throttle
That's Brian,
Speed.
right?
That's yep.
Good guy.
And then Steve, Full Throttle Tuning that tunes my car. Damn Race Cars that has helped me tremendously. With doing the fab work that they have. Doing the turbo kit. Rear end stuff and all that. So. Yeah, absolutely appreciate everyone. I appreciate you guys for sure for having me on here and everything. Definitely cool experience.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for
We're
coming
glad
on
you-
and stepping up for Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a
man.
good one.
All right.
Good luck.
Have a
Hey,
good
I'll
one.
get a hold of you as soon as the injectors come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
We'll
get
set
this
something
up.
up.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right,
Glenn.
cool, man. See ya.
Yeah.
Well, that actually turned out a little bit better. You know what I think we need to do, Jasper?
What are we going to do?
I think you and I need to do a show to just bring on people and
We'll just do the one-on-ones together.
one-on-ones together, and
I want to
And,
start bringing on the guys that don't get enough recognition. I mean, no offense to all my buddies like Callie Nate and Ryan Mitchell and Beaterbomb, like they're really good friends and I love them, but we've all heard them 1,000 times. You know what I mean? I want to know about some of these guys that no one's heard about that have shown up for the last 2-3 years and gave it their all and, won a few here and there, but, didn't dominate like some people or got the recognition I feel they deserved. But Glenn's one of those guys, man. He worked his ass off. Brian White would be so good. I'm telling you, Brian is such a good guy, man. I can't say enough good things about him.
Man, I want to talk to Chuck too. Man,
No, we got to get Chuck on. He was messaging me. He just messaged me through this. What'd he say?
Oh yeah, he did.
He
I
said
did
he downloaded Chrome and everything and couldn't get it to work. I'm gonna have to do it from Dave's house if he ever wants to try it again in the future. We can do it next week, Chuck. Like we'll get you back on. I promise.
Yeah.
Like
I might want to do. I might see if we can do more of these. Maybe we do.
yeah, because like there's a lot of
like-
interesting people. Like Avery and his girl would be an interesting one. They're running a shop down there. He's pretty much the new what was the one dude that used to sell all the parts out of Ohio and he like started his own Facebook page you had to pay for, and man, that dude had more parts than anyone. But Avery's the new that guy. I can't remember his name, but everyone was buying parts off him for a while. I keep watching the comments waiting for someone to say it, but they're not.
Wait,
but
what did he say earlier?
like Dean Blevins would be a great dude to have on.
Dean has to get up. Go. I was surprised Dean's already he hadn't already in bed. Dean.
Yeah, but he has to like take a laptop to that salad bar and do his live from the salad bar, like munching lettuce like a rabbit. Lucas Weldon, see? Avery even knew. Yeah, Stratton Oakmount. There you go. I knew that. Yes. So like Avery is the new Stratton Oakmount. Like, I love it. I love that he always has parts and he like Avery's a cool story too. Like I said, he sold his car and like sold out and didn't have a car to try to better his business in cars, knowing that if he succeeds, he'll be able to afford cars. It's genius. Like, I love people that sell out and win. And Dean's a great guy. CJ Buckner would be a good one, and Raggedy Ann. He's got a lot of wild stories and has a really awesome family with some cool stories involved in that. Ashley's always.
I'm not going to touch
interview.
that. I'm not going to touch that one.
Yeah, I ain't getting my face beat in. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I'd like to get Chicken Hop. Oh, Robert or whatever. Italiani or whatever. I don't know. I'm probably butchering that.
Oh boy, no, man. I know. No.
Yeah. The poolside is definitely an interesting.
Not in Florida. That's for fucking sure. What you smoking on?
Oh, Fine Point Permanent Marker. Bobby Built grew it. And then there's some Georgia pie here too that Matt grew that's really good. And then I don't know what this is, but Stephen Brown grew that one. That's who bought Corey's old car. And that's really good too, but I don't know what it is. I think it's a bubble gum something. Those are like the three that are here right now, minus all the pens. At least I think that's all there is.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more. Yeah, that's all there is.
I got some flour from Florida I brought up, and got some more flour, and this past weekend, and then I got a couple of these pens and stuff, because I'm for inside the house. But yeah,
I saw Ryan McCoy comment too. Like he's a guy that works his ass off too, and doesn't get the recognition he deserves. There's a lot of people, man. It'd be fun to have the Tabers on here too. They're pretty wild.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if the internet's ready for that.
I don't know if we could make it through without getting banned. At least banned on Facebook.
Well, I think I don't know.
They have some of the best videos ever.
I know we're good for it, but I don't know if y'all are actually ready for something like that. That would be bad.
Yeah, like there's me on this podcast, and then there's me like in the pits when we're late at night. Those dudes are wilder than that. Like in the middle of the day at noon.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Fucking wild, dude. Like so wild and so much fun. And they're fast too. That'd be another good one. Noah Stein is another dude that like is fast as fuck and been fast as fuck forever, man. And I feel he don't get a ton of recognition. Noah Stein's a fast dude, man. That one KD race, like the first year you and Happy did that, dude, he was a car out on on Hong.
Yeah.
And then, I think Hong ended up winning that event. If he wouldn't have like kicked sideways, because I think he wiped out there, like tapped the guardrail or whatever with the front end. Dude, he was rolling. Like his first pass was fast. I remember watching that and thinking, damn, I think that dude's going to win. And then unfortunately he had some bad luck. Justin Lee would be another good dude, and he's been kicking ass lately and going everywhere. He's fast too.
Yeah, I seen him this past weekend.
And then Jeff Thomas don't have a car to race right now.
Well, he doesn't have a car, but I think he's got
8 cars, but not one that he can get to a race right now.
He's got 14 cars, and he's going to try to put them all together at once.
That valence for the Falcon, though, was sweet. I don't know if you saw that he just posted. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really like the Falcons. Those are cool cars.
Let's see here.
Hey, Brittany. That's why I didn't answer the phone. I was on here. I don't know. That turned out pretty cool. And like I said, Glenn's a really good dude, man. Yeah, that's cool.
What? That don't look. He's got to get them. He's got to get some different wheels.
I think so, too. They're not gold.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever had anything but gold.
Oh, here we go. All right, there we go. Chat. What y'all smoking on in the chat? What y'all smoking?
What's everyone got?
Dean's got some ranch, probably. That's what he's.
Yeah, Dean's on those middies.
I'm here. Water, my girls thirsty tonight. Oh, the girls are thirsty.
Galactic mints. Oh shit! Is that what? Oh, he's right. That I have galactic pie, not Georgia pie. Sure. Galactic pie.
Methanol.
So not galactic mints. I thought I had that. Cherry pie's a good old school one, dude. That's a good one. I haven't tried Cadillac Rainbows yet, or maybe I have. RS11's really good. I haven't tried Pink Ruts yet. Brittany did an interview too on her. They do a show every so often down there in Kentucky that's like on a podcast or whatever. And Brittany's an amazing bracket racer out of Kentucky. Bubba Kush is an old school good one. OG Kush is good. Starlight OG I haven't tried.
No, I was like, that's what I got in the tent right now. But I got the Bruce Banners.
Detroit Runts is good.
Bruce Banners and
Banana Soda is interesting. Ecto Cooler dabs. I'm interested.
Apple fritter. I got that out back.
Apple
Skittles.
fritter, blue cheese, Gigabyte. I haven't tried that one either. I've heard that
Hillbilly
one.
crippler. Oh, y'all talking my language now because I'm the hillbilly. Y'all heard me?
I've tried jealousy, but not banana jealousy. That'd be interesting. A dude dated Georgia Pie. Giorgio? Oh, that's kind of sus. Hillbilly Crippler sounds cool.
Cream gelato.
Ice
Man,
cream gelato.
pretty much anything gelato, I'm pretty much down.
Yeah, and 90% of weed nowadays is gelato, I feel like, or at least tastes like gelato. All that like muddy cream soda and shit and sherbet cream pie and
I think I dated a Georgia Pie.
9 different strains on hand. Then he's smoking good, hopefully. Milky Way, F1 Milky Way. Chem Band? What is that? Is that Chem 91 times headband? If so, that would be real interesting
Cherry
to
gelato.
me. Cherry gelato is good. Wizard pipe?
I did have Urban Hillbilly videos. He sent me some seeds. I got them here. I haven't opened them up yet, but I think it's some of his crosses.
That should
Cherry
be cool.
Bang or Cherry Bang Bang or something like that.
King Louis, Zookies, Skunk number 1 times J. Actually, it's
What's up,
actually
Maxwell?
yes, it's one of those old flavors. Strain called J1. No, man, but I am really interested in that J1. If it's actually, is it got more of the skunk flavor than the Jack? If so, I'm really interested. I feel like they've almost bred skunk out of existence, and I'm sure somewhere there's still some of it, or someone has it, or someone has something close enough to it. But yeah, skunk kind of disappeared, or at least the skunk that I remember from growing up. And it would be really cool to get that back.
Tiki strains? What's a tiki strains?
That's a breeder, I'm pretty sure. Like a guy who makes seeds. Just like up here, he's got exotic genetics, the sweet tarts.
Love skunk.
Yeah, see, that'd be interesting. It'd be really
How's the car coming?
I got to send my injectors out tomorrow to once again fuel injection services. Yeah, services. And that's it. I got like some issue going on with cylinder 3. It's like popping a little bit, and I've got a caution sign on the fuel tech, but either I'm going to start off by having the injectors clean and change the plug and see if it cleans up. If that's not it, I'll change the coil. If that's not it, it's in the harness. And it's possible too, because I got into this weird deal where I didn't have a fuel tech on hand. So I took the one out of my car for a guy. And when I went down and dropped this car off at fuel tech, they gave me another 600, but it might be the 600. There might be a problem with that because it's like an old return and none of us know how we really got it or what was it could be one that had an issue that was like returned. But if so, all I got to do is change a pin and it'll be back going. But I'm pretty sure I've got it all figured. I mean, there ain't anything left after that. So we'll have it going.
How's that permanent marker?
I really like permanent marker. So I've got 5 friends that I base this on over here. 4 of them love it. I'm one of them. One of them isn't a big fan of it. And that's just how it goes. You just don't like the flavor as much. But he also tends to like things I don't like blackberry and the fruity.
He's more of a fruity style.
Yeah, where I'm like more into gas or burnt rubber or tennis balls, shit like that.
Northern Lights. I got some Northern Lights seeds. I think they're Northern Lights.
Yeah, if it's real deal Northern Lights, like he commented, because there's so many Northern Lights out there that I don't think are actually Northern Lights. That's a pretty good one too. Definitely. Yeah, that's what I'm into is like burnt rubber, diesel, all sorts of different shit. I like a lot of that. I like sour Gorilla Glue, GG4, which is so played out up here that you couldn't even give it away to some people, but I like it if it's done right.
Yeah.
It's way good.
Yeah.
Just some
Mr. Cannabis, Mr. 420 himself, the Bone Ranger.
Talking about smoking tennis balls. No, not smoking tennis balls, but the flavor. It's so hard to explain that to people that don't smoke, that somehow burnt rubber or tennis balls would be like something you ever wanted to like ingest. But I don't know why I like that shit. But that's hilarious.
I've always liked the smell of gas, like the gas,
as a kid.
the diesel. I mean, as a kid, and even today, that's still a good gas smell.
Vanilla candle and wood glue. That's hilarious.
Sour diesel. Yeah.
And then all these are based off who grows it too. Like we'll pick one strain. So we'll pick like a GMO. I've smoked a GMO that I would never smoke again, that we smoked like 3-4 hits off and threw away, and I've smoked GMO that I'd smoke for the rest of my life and like not even need to switch strains. Like it depends who grows it too, like if someone does a shitty job growing, then
what?
It's not going to taste good.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean,
that's surprising. So most people that don't smoke think weed stinks, smells bad, just like a cigarette.
Now I know why Dean never has a problem standing next to me at Jeff's or at the track.
He's all licking your collar and stuff. What's that? What's that burnt rubber smell on your collar?
Yeah, dude, I'll agree. Q16 is the best smelling fuel there is over everything. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
Now, I love nitromethane because of what it does to people on the line, but it smells horrible. Q16 actually smells good. Like if I could get a car freshener that was Q16, I would buy it.
What's your three strains?
Oh man,
3 favorite strains. What the hell is that right there?
That's fucking.
That's a hard one,
really, really tough, man. Because I like to switch it up a lot. Forum cut cookies would be in there. We had a Hell's Angel OG one time that was really fucking good, dude, and we lost it. And then my third one would probably have been TD Lingo, which was really weird. That's that one that we had tested and they came back and was like, holy shit, we've never had one with this much CBG in it or whatever. And it would make you feel funny. So that's why that one made the list. Other than that, man, I like a lot of weed. Like
the head or the body? What makes it feel funny?
I usually like my head being fucked up more than my body, because if my body gets fucked up, then it's slowing me down, and I usually have too much to do. So I'm more of like smoking head shit all day, and then at the end of the day, I try to burn something that blows me out in my body. But I don't know. As you know, Limpy, we smoked so much fucking weed that
I know. I was going to ask you since the gummies ain't been really working for me. So I've been smoking a lot more, either the pins or the flower. But yeah, I'm getting to where I don't know if I'm getting more immune to it, but
Yeah, you are.
it's not keeping this mofo shut up enough to good fall asleep. I'm just high. I'm just but
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
wanna you could step up to something. You could try some RSO, and that'll probably up the ante.
Yeah. Do you have a shop, Jasper? A website?
I work with Stone Depot in Jackson, Michigan. They're on Weed Maps. I don't think we have a website. We have a Facebook page, Stone Depot Jackson, I think. It's got a little train logo.
Now, are you a wake and baker too?
Oh yeah, as soon as I get up, I burn weed.
You got to.
Yep.
Is that your coffee? Do you drink coffee?
Yep. And
Oh,
energy drinks.
So you sit on a back porch and smoke you a fatty and a cup of coffee, huh? Look at the
Nah, I
sunrise.
usually come out to this pole barn so I can look at my race car and
No,
imagine
you're
what we're
supposed to
gonna
say no. We're usually leaving the fucking shop when the fucking sun's coming up, and I turn around and look at it as I'm fucking smoking a fatty. Then I go to bed.
do. Yeah. I go to bed pretty late most nights. Like Tuesday, Wednesdays, I gotta take kids to school. Like tomorrow I'm gonna have to get up at like 6. But I'll still go to bed at like 3. I don't know why.
I got them. Them same deals that Matt said he sent. I forget the name of them. I got them out back. They look like they got the keef on it or the diamonds.
Yep.
Like 660 TV had in your trailer back at War in the Woods, and I was
Yep.
like,
Those
nah,
will
I
fuck
don't.
you up too.
But Matt said he goes, I don't know about that thing. He goes, it don't smell like weed. He goes, I took like 3 hits off of it, and he goes, I'm fucked up. And I was like, well, if it's fucking, he goes, but I don't want to be smoking like no shit. And I was like,
No, it's just that oil, the THCA diamonds or whatever. They have a different
Yeah.
taste.
yeah.
And if you've never done it before, it definitely would be weird. Like, whoa, the hell is this? Because it don't taste like classic joints or anything.
Damn, that's the way you, unless you could do a dirty dab, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ooh. I said it, people. I said I ain't scared.
No
I hit it.
hesitation. Yeah, oil is cool. Like that's another way if you start dabbing or whatever, like actual oil, you can get ridiculously fucked up, but I don't know. That
that the
shit
dab
actually
shit?
slows me
Is that
down.
that-
Yeah. Like I get all
Well, that time that I did at War in the Woods, I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, we did have dab there, didn't we?
I did. I think I can't remember if it was Robert Long or somebody, but I did the first one, and they're all like, "Oh yeah," and then I did the second one, and I was gone. I was gone halfway as I was exhaling halfway through the second one. I was like, I'm done. Yeah. Mellow fellow. Honey oil.
Okay, so that's a good question. That's what we were talking about with Matt. So I'm not positive how that's legal, but the loophole in it is it is derived or extracted from hemp. So they took a legal CBD plant that you can sell anywhere in the country, and then through God, I wish Maynard was still listening because he probably knows how this works. Through some sort of process, they're extracting THC from that. And I don't know why it's legal because it's no different than regular THC, but I don't know. Somehow it's legal. It's one of those loophole legals that will get shut down once they figure out what's really going on. But right now, because I'm sure someone told someone that, well, this is made from hemp and hemp's legal, that they're thinking it's okay when really it's distillate. I mean, it's no different. Like it's a ton of Delta 9, just like in a distillate cart. And then they've somehow been selling them all over, even in states that aren't legal. So I imagine their loophole is through claiming that they started.
They're using a solvent to get
Yeah,
vacuum
I'm
tubing.
imagining they're using a solvent to do it, but I'm not positive on that, like exactly.
I do know. I watched it on YouTube. I don't know if it's accurate. It is, but you know, if you let your plant go past full potential, then it'll start producing the CBD instead of THC.
I don't know.
That's what I don't know.
According to Landon's last comment, I might have to go find some of this at a gas station tonight and try it out. But if you can come for 5 minutes, like that's pretty ballin', dog.
God dang, I don't know if I want that. Whoa, shit! If I do that, I think
I'd
my
pass
balls
out
might,
at like a minute or something.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
minute 20 in. Oh, bam, done.
Well, that'd be like I wouldn't have the big sack again. Like
Oh my god, yeah. I wonder what even happens. Like your balls are like
it's like that dog on God dang, Van Wilder. You ever seen Van Wilder?
Yeah, so good.
They got the cinnamon rolls, and they're all like, "I've tasted this before," and you're all, see, that boy just needed a little TSC.
Yeah, I like that grudge racing loophole shit. I like when people find a loophole. Joey Logano in NASCAR was using a webbed glove so he could put it by the driver's window net while he was making his passes at Daytona, because that's how crazy the aerodynamics are on that car, that you can pick up some sort of advantage from a glove that's solid from the size of your hand. At least that's what I'm getting from the penalty or what they're claiming. I love that shit. Who knows how long you got away with it, but I think that's sweet. Like if you can skirt the rules, skirt the rules. If you get caught, deal with the consequences. That's just how it works.
Dab resins. What's distillate? What the hell does he mean?
That's that Delta 9. It's like just Delta 9. It's when you run it through a short path in a roto vape, and it becomes literally just Delta 9.
Yeah, G2 is supposed to have been Chuck, but Chuck can't figure stuff out. We're gonna have Chuck on here pretty soon. Like what can we call our show if we do a show together? What are you gonna do a show?
I don't know. It's got to be good. I mean, you're talking to a guy who's got a car named LL Spool J. So like,
we gotta have some kind of fucking cool name.
We do.
Like some kind.
Give me a day to think about it. That way we don't spoil it. Or if someone's got a good one in the comments, we're all ears.
Yeah, we all think Dumb and Dumber show. Oh, FDA. Damn.
Dude, all I've heard about peptides is they're really good, but I haven't done enough research to comment on that at all. I'm just going off what Rogan tells me. What's Easenby's talking about there?
What?
Fined 10,000 and it was an unapproved adjustment to safety equipment.
Oh, he's talking about with the finger with the web glove.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
But was the advantage him putting it in the window for aerodynamics, or what was the advantage of the webbed glove?
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought I read that it was about aerodynamics, because I don't know how it would help your grip on the wheel at all.
Stoned and stoner stone. That's fact. Or how about stoned and just trying to get there, but it ain't
we can call it mistakes made.
Modification to SFI.
Yes, downforce of some sort. They use it to qualify to adjust the airflow inside the car. See what I'm saying? So like everyone that's thinking these wings aren't an advantage, or there isn't a science to it. Like this dude's glove, and granted they're going 200 miles an hour, but that dude's glove is affecting his mile an hour. Like you think a fucking sprint car wing hanging off your car isn't doing something?
That's
fucking
a fact.
Dead wrong. Like it's doing huge shit. Yes, I'm following Eli Tomac. That's my favorite guy in Supercross.
Are you pissed or high or what the fuck? I'm high. I'm pretty fucking high. With a name like Second Tide and Ellis.
I'm probably high and what the fuck.
Yeah, it's
but
this.
not pissed. I'm almost never pissed. It's very,
Yeah.
very,
Yeah,
very
Andy P.
rare.
Jasper come up with something.
I like the comment sections on these though. It's like way more interactive.
Yeah.
Dave's not here with Jasper and Limpy. None of the young kids will get that one, man. They didn't watch Cheech and Chong.
I got a question on the backside. Oh. Whose backside?
Yeah. My backside or a backside of a track, or if it's, you know what? Either one, go ahead and ask it. I bet I
Both
got a
of 'em.
good answer here. I mean, if you guys want to start going therapy route, tell me what's wrong, man. I'll help you fix it.
Dear Diary. Lube or no lube? I don't know, man.
Lube, this all depends. I mean, like lube or no lube is going to be based off how wet is the participant. Some just flow and some don't. And then, am I wearing a rubber or no? Because that'll affect lube too. Do you wear G-strings or a thong? No, I wear a banana hammock.
I like wearing G-strings. I put them on backwards so they'll fit better.
I rock banana hammocks. Now the comments are getting really fun. This is not an appropriate place to park. Just spit on it.
Will we ever see a $100,000 race?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
I think they do that on TV, don't they?
Yeah, I guess they definitely do it on TV. I don't know if one of our backsides will make it to 100. I mean, I guess the question is what? Like, are us racers paying to get there? If so, then yeah, it's probably possible. Is someone sponsoring $50,000? Probably not.
No rubber, no lube, just drop hopping.
My life is a mess. I'm up at stupid o'clock watching some guys in America. Can you please help me? Yes, you should have shut this off a while ago and went to bed.
I'm sorry. We're not responsible for any ill will or fucking.
Yeah.
If you do it, you're just fucking stupid. That's
We're
just the way it is.
definitely not responsible for what's in the comments.
Oh, yeah. I think Jasper, you heard the story about the Florida hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad. Sir jumps a lot.
Oh,
Equals
man.
TC tuned. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. When
Dude, yeah, that's famous.
100 aside.
Yeah, I think Stevie Fast Jackson's done some huge ones too. And so is Justin Swanstrong. Like, love him or hate him.
That'd be a guy I'd like to just talk to. I mean, I know I don't keep up with none of the no prep.
Yeah,
stuff,
I don't know all the stuff. I know like some people are like blah 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 or blah blah blah, but like I knew of him before he was ever MPK, and I loved that dude. That dude called his car Demi Lovato and got in fights in the pits all the time, and is just roughhousing and shit. He reminds me of the Tabers somewhat. Like, he's like the Tabers if they were millionaires.
Yeah.
Like, what did Rick James say? They should have never gave you money.
Yeah.
I feel like he would stomp muddy shoes into a couch and like not even care.
Yeah. I've seen that, Robert. Justin tried to buy my car and it had a blower on it.
He seemed like an awesome dude, honestly. See, I think he's probably pretty fucking cool. And he's smart. All these people that are in MPK and stuff, some of them probably are dicks and some of them are playing the part. Like, if you want to stay on that show, you got to give them a reason for you to stay on the show. You either got to be fighting people and bringing people in, or you got to be running your mouth and smooth with it. Like, You know what I mean? A couple like OGs just got OG'd in, and they're cool because they were the 5 people that you had to root for. But
Yeah.
nowadays, you got to be pretty creative to stay on that show. I mean, you've been to them in the recordings, so you know, like I know, that they pretty much tell you, you know, the wilder you are, the more camera time you're going to get.
So Supercross backsides does softer tire because my CO7s look like they had been through a cheese grater after 2 hits. Looks like chip and seal. Oh.
So I have not yet tested the DO5s. So I don't have a great comment on that. If it's a chip seal and it's really coarse, I like a Hoosier. I actually like a Hoosier in my mind up to like 530s. Like if the surface gets faster than 530s, I usually like a Mickey. I guess if it was a rough surface that was that fast somehow, I might still want the Hoosier, but I like a Mickey when we go above that. And I guess maybe he's talking about the DO6s, which I have ran the DO6s before. I like a CO7 better on anything. And it's probably somewhat because I have not tested the DO6s probably enough. So I did hear some stuff on the softer Mickeys. A friend tested them, and I think they had problems with them to start. Did you hear that, Limpy? I think a bunch got kind of recalled, and
yeah,
a bunch of them were fucked up. And my buddy got one of those for sure because, like, when he was doing burnouts, it didn't matter what air pressure you had in them; it just left 2 little lines on the outside. It was like something wasn't right, and
like
they
the compound was all jacked up.
Yeah. And then I know from like people soaking their tires too that those only work for like a pass or 2. Like if you soak them to the point where you actually get an advantage of using them on a really shitty surface. And once again, I've never tested this. I just know people that have. I think you're in like the same boat. You get like a pass out of them and you got to change. Like I'd run a 26.85. I like doing different things. And now with 2 cars and multiple classes at some of these events that are close, I think we might bring both cars. Like at War in the Woods, we're going to run mine on a hard tire. And we're hopefully getting some help from someone that's really, really fast. So we're going to cheat that a little bit. But I would definitely try a 26. Like that definitely interests me. Anything that like is a new challenge is fun. Obviously that's why I know prep, because all the surfaces are different and there's a challenge to it. So that's fun. Prep, I feel like, and a lot of people don't think that prep is that far out. It's not. Like when they prep places, it's not all prep the same. So you're still tuning and figuring out and keeping the front end down or trying not to spin the tire off the hit or whatever. So I guess both of them are kind of that way. I just like the group of people that know preps more. Yeah, Brian, like we talked about Brian White earlier, Brian White was rolling on 26s. Callie Nate was doing really good too.
War in the Woods is,
I think it's May 31st weekend, the last weekend of May and the first weekend of September.
Yeah, the 31st and 1st of May and 13th and 14th of September.
Oh, man. I don't think people are going to like my comment to this, but so Landon asked, how often do you change your trans fluid? So originally I ran like whatever everyone buy, whatever most people buy for trans fluid or whatever, and I would have to change it every like 10 passes. It would cook my tranny fluid. And then I tried compressor oil, and compressor oil, for whatever reason, it'd make it like 15. And that's not to say it wasn't cooked in 10, but the smell wasn't noticeable until like 15 that I noticed the smell changed a bunch. I now run this really, really expensive fluid. It's called lat fluid.
Is that the one that fucking it takes you like 2 days to fill it up?
No, I had some somewhere. Where'd it go? Here it is. No, it'll fill up in regular time, but that's it.
Remember when I was there, y'all were trying to you didn't have that right funnel or
Yeah, that's
something?
because I had that horrible fill thing. Now this new car, the tranny's right there, so I just dump it right in. But yeah, it's really, really expensive. I get it from Proline Racing. I don't ever change my training fluid. The last time, so I ran that training fluid for 2 years. So about realistically, probably like 130 hits, give or take 20, in there. Give or take 20, somewhere around 130. And then I at that one race, my car started making this noise. I thought it was in the tranny. It ended up not. It ended up being a bolt rubbing the flywheel or whatever. But I took it out, and John Capizzi rebuilds my trannies or keeps my trannies running. And we took it to him. 2 seasons on that tranny fluid. Like I said, 130 passes on the brake for every burnout. At some of these places that Limpy's not flagging, I'm on the brake for probably way too long sometimes and never changed it. And when John took the tranny apart, he was like, dude, it looks brand new in here. I wouldn't even have rebuilt it if I knew this is what it looked like. And the fluid still looked good and wasn't burnt, but it's really expensive. It's like almost $300 or something to fill a Power Glide. So make sure, like, when you go to fill it with this, that there's no leaks or anything, because it's an expensive mistake if you have to pour it on the floor. But it's so amazing. Like the tranny stays more consistent too, like heat wise. It don't have as huge of fluctuations, and it don't seem to change as much as the other fluid did as the trans is heating up. If that helps. Yeah, and with a turbo car, so like if we're front side racing and I don't have much weight in, my tranny don't get that hot, and I won't even use the brake to do a burnout. But if we're backside and I've got a ton of fucking weight in the back and we're pouring down prep, my fucking car won't do a burnout if I don't go off the brake. It'll just roll. So with the big block, we don't got to burn the tranny up as much with the new car. But
How's the Jeff's car coming?
Jeff's car's at Fuel Tech right now. I just talked to Garrett today. It should be done by the end of this month. So we're hoping that I can go down the last weekend of March, pick the car up, come home, just double check every bolt on it, drive it down the road and make sure wheels aren't falling off. See you, Dean. And make a couple test hits at the track, and then load that bitch up and head to Texas for Small Tire Gangsters is the plan.
There you go.
Yep. Figure for the first race, we'll go to the coolest place there is. And we're going to try to come early. I was talking to Poland, and they have testing Thursday. He said it's an absolute shit show, but he can guarantee me a run or two. You know what I mean? And I think I might come down early, me and Jeff, and it sounds like he can get us on XRD or whatever. Is that what it's called? XRP. And I just want to, I know that surface is nothing like Yellow Belly, but I just want to make some passes and make sure like we don't have a boost leak or we don't have a brake leak, or I've got the proportioning valve set where I want it, just so when I go to Yellow Belly and try to send this thing like I know I will when I'm lined up against some of these sweet dudes, that we're not doing something dumb.
Yeah.
But we have to go to Yellow Belly. We feel like this year, at least once, we got to, like, just to say we were there. Yeah, and we want to be there to hang with Ed and shit. So we're doing everything we can. And I'm not even ruling out that we don't show up with my car if Jeff's is not done. It's just my car isn't really for that place. Like, it's just not. I mean, it can run, but you really got to wring its neck and be spot on.
You got to be up there in like you're running how much boost?
Yeah, like at Wagler against Ryan to run 470. I was at like 42 pounds, I think. And I mean, I'm not at 42 pounds for the whole run at all, obviously, but 42 pounds of boost on my little LS with a 98 is pushing it. I feel like, I mean, it's not that it won't take it, it'll take it, but it's really wearing on rockers and push rods and lifters, and it just wears on the shit and breaks shit that I don't want to pay for when we have a 540 with twin 94s for doing that. So we'll run that other car at those things this year and run mine on the slower shit so it stays together. I mean, I'm not scared. I'll run 50 pounds, 55 pounds in my Mustang until it back pressures tell me that it's worthless to go any higher. I don't care, but I just know that it's the sooner I break, the longer I'm down. So if we can keep my car running for the most part, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, 40 pounds is hard on shit.
It is. And we have a sweet motor, like dart block, billet crank, billet rods, diamond pistons, Frankenstein heads. The block's all the lifters have been bored out for big block lifters with bronze sleeves and 1/2-inch push rods and 1/2-inch studs everywhere. So it's about as tough as you can get in LS minus like a billet block or whatnot. But it just wears shit out running them that hard, where I'll probably only run 20 pounds of boost in that big block to run what would 55 would be in mine.
Yeah. So XRP will test your tail shaft out.
Yeah, we just want to make sure it works. We want to be at Texas anyways. Like, we might stay even longer and see if we can get roped into some street racing or something the next weekend. Or, I mean, we might make a whole like actual vacation out of it. It's cool this year for War in the Woods too. We rented an Airbnb with like a hot tub and shit, and all the families coming down. And I mean, we'll still be at the track till 4 a.m, but at least there's a shower.
Oh yeah, that's that next race the following weekend is at Newport at 420. I'll be up there.
Oh, really?
25. Was it 25?
In Newport's
Arkansas.
Oh, that's kind of on the way home, or can be.
Yeah, 25,000 guaranteed.
What's that, front side too?
Yeah, they can't do back.
The car we got.
Yeah, they can't do backside there, but that's where they had that $100,000 race that guaranteed.
Yeah,
40 cars showed up and they only paid out 40,000.
Yeah, shit happens.
I know
people make mistakes,
but they didn't say. Well, I guess I did. Never mind.
I don't know. I've seen like some people like everyone jumped on Ty Ranger, and I felt like did you see like that deal where like I felt like he really just worded it wrong. Like everyone was jumping on him, and I'm like, well, yeah, he's guaranteeing this much money if this many cars show up, and he's guaranteeing this much if this many show up, and if you do the fucking math, there's 10,000 added to the pot in either one of them. So he was adding 10,000 to the pot, and all he was stating was the math if this many cars show up. And everyone's like, that's so stupid when you guarantee a pot with this many cars. And it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying when they guarantee it with nothing on top, but he had money on top. He just should have worded $10,000 on top of the buy-in for however many show up. And then no one would have had a problem. But
this day and age, everybody's got a problem with everything.
Yeah, he's got to cry about everything. I mean, and it's not like there isn't 850 fucking races a weekend this year. Like, if you don't like one, dude, go to a different one.
Yeah,
fucking mosquitoes in March in Michigan. The fuck out of here.
No, they're fuck it. It was like 80 something degrees here today.
Jeez. Yeah, Ed, if you want to hang with us at the cabin, you are more than welcome to.
Get in the cabin.
Yeah, that's sweet. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone bitches about everything. Oh, well. That isn't going to change either, though.
I know Matt was talking one time that I think last year that or the year before his boys got a Airbnb, and it was like real close to, it was like 5 or 10 minutes from the track, and he was like, it was nice, but
yeah, I think ours is like 20, 25 minutes from the track. It's right by that like state park place.
Is it
in Nashville or whatever?
I'm about to say Nashville area or the other area, another way. Nashville way.
When you pull out of War in the Woods, you go left.
Yeah.
Instead of right, and you cut through that mountain, and then right where you come out, you pretty much turn right and then left almost instantly, and you're in that state park.
Yeah, some of that scenery out there, man. I pulled off that.
Oh, it's awesome.
That view out there is just pretty cool.
Yep, I had to go get my phone back from that cop after it fell off my truck, and 5 people ran it over, and then there was an accident right by where my phone fell off, and a cop picked it up. We're like burning a bunch of weed, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't have my phone. And Andy's like, I'll call it. And he calls it, and he's like kind of being a dick because he thought someone stole it. So he's like, dude, why do you have this phone? And this dude's like, I'm officer so-and-so. And all of us are just like, oh shit. Like, why does a cop have my phone? And then he explained, I found this smashed on the road right by this accident that I'm reporting to. I'll meet you at the gas station. I was like, oh, shit. He laughed at us. That phone worked until I turned it in, shockingly, with almost no screen. Uh-oh. But, yeah, the scenery around there is beautiful. Like, and if you have a family and you want to come to War in the Woods, there's a lot of things for your family to do other than racing. Like, the Nashville town's like an Antiqueville and all sorts of cool little stores, and there's like a water park at the state park and all sorts of shit. So everyone should just come to War in the Woods. It's a must. Yeah. We always try to talk to the cops. That way when they run into us later on, we're like, hey, I remember you. And they tend to leave us alone.
Where were we at? When we were in the town and we're having a safety meeting, the fucking whole town stunk because it was a turkey farm.
Where
or something.
Was that? Oh, that was the Wagler race. Remember we were at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Like down the road from Wagler, and they just put chicken shit all over the fields, and boy, dude, was that ripe.
Yeah.
Thank God it was blowing the way that it wasn't at the track.
Yeah, it was not good at all.
Because I was nervous.
Because we went into town and got like a pizza and went to the on the way in, and it was like bad.
Oh, Rory, my family's feral too, dog. I gotta watch where we take them.
Oh, yeah, it's high in nitrogen. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, dude, we were rough. We were rough rolling into the hotels, man. I'm like dead. We party so long at the track and then roll in and then usually run into someone on the way in and start burning with them. Yeah,
that's where they have that. I pulled up and Jeff was over there, and I pulled up beside him, and that dog over there was taking a shit, and I was like, dang, Jeff, there's a fucking bear over there, because that dog is, they said, what are these, 200 and something pounds, 220 pounds? That big old Rottweiler?
Yeah.
That Wagler?
Yep.
He had one of the tires that they drag. He had one of them, the whole tire, and was just shaking the
shit out of it. Yeah, Wagler's a cool place. I hope a bunch of people come to that too, because like the pit party for Wagler will be effing believable, dude. Like, I'm holding a golf cart race on the motocross track. Like I said, there's a pond that people can swim in or get thrown in, or winners can dive in. Wagler's a cool place. There's all sorts of shit. There's electric hookups for everyone, for as many people as you could imagine. They have like a sprint car track too, or some shit, like a high banked oval. I don't know. Maybe we can get a golf cart or a RZR race going on that or something with everyone's fast RZRs. I figure if we can take out as many of the competition the night before in the pits, the better.
Oh man, I'll smoke to that.
But yeah, I hope a bunch of people show up to that purge event, because I'm promising you the facility is amazing. And those guys were so cool, the Wagler people.
Oh yeah, they're top notch.
I tried like hell to get them to sponsor me one of those billet diesels, and I would have been the first diesel no prepper, but they weren't having it. You'll have that though when you ask people for like $55,000 billet diesel engines for free. They tend to be like, "No, I'm all right."
You know what? We could do like, you know how they do, like, I don't know what's up there. If y'all, we cut down here, we have like rednecks with paychecks, you know, where they do the off-road stuff, you know, but
Yeah.
we need to come up with a name for like, say like Wagler, where we have no prep racing, but you have all the other stuff, redneck stuff that goes with it.
Yeah, redneck activities. Like, we'll have a buy-in for that motocross race on the golf carts. I mean, there's going to be a lot of classes that are not announced that you can win.
Yeah. and we're
We'll
going to do
like,
Power Wheels races, and they're going to be starting at the top of the grandstands, and the first one down wins.
And then we'll do like a biggest dab contest. Whoever does the most dab in one hit, like someone puts away 1 gram or 3 grams in one hit, they win. We'll have people buy in for that too.
God dang.
And then Jeff, like, you know how crazy Jeff is. Jeff at the last one, at the War in the Woods, was like, dude, what if we convert your trailer to a casino, and we'll just bring your car down on this other trailer I got, and we'll like hook up slot machines and a roulette because he's got all this shit at one of his barns. He's got like real slot machines and everything, and we thought about like just opening a bootleg gambling site, because I mean the house always wins. So I mean we make money either way, while everyone else throws it away. I thought this was genius. But I don't know. Jeff's crazy.
We'll have this walking around again.
Yeah, well, Sean already said I'm making another one. He thought it was so cool. And I did ask him the next day. It was a pound.
Oh,
it was a whole pound of weed.
Damn.
And he said it was probably a little more. He broke out a pound, broke it up, and he said he's pretty sure he had to grab a little bit more to like finish it off the end.
Damn it.
So yeah, that was a lot of weed. That actually, half of that sat in my trailer for the rest of the year in a drawer till everyone kept reaching in the drawer and broke it into a million pieces, and then I had to vacuum weed out of it.
I've never seen one that big, to be honest with you. The one I seen, that the biggest one, the one you had at Warren Woods, how big was that one? That first one?
Oh, I don't know. That one right there that you just pictured, I don't know if that was Gangsters or War in the Woods, but that one was a pound. Yeah. And that's,
I thought you said one of them was like 7, or I thought you said you had one of them that was like 6 ounces or something like that, or 7
Yeah,
ounces.
we had, yes, that was at one of the War in the Woods. Before that one, we had like a 6 ounce.
That was the one that I seen.
Yeah, like and that one was pretty sweet. And then I don't know. We had the leaf blower too, was my favorite, but that one you got to kind of, you know, like that was the home track, and I can get away with a little more there.
Yeah, the leaf blower, when y'all had that
yeah, like you might actually have people bitch if you do that at a regular race where it blows into all the fans and everything, because like that was like 3 or 4 pounds we burnt through a leaf blower real quick in like 4 ounces a dab. So like it made so much smoke. Like if you remember, it fucking blew out of that thing, dude, for like 30 minutes straight. Like,
Is that when you're walking out of the trailer?
yeah. And it looked like that for, like I said, like 30 minutes.
I gotta see if I still have that picture.
And just trailed smoke through the whole entire pits. But that was like at the end of the event. No, like a lot of people had left already. I don't know. I got to be careful because I don't want Jeff to come down and yell at me. Have Dad come down and ground me or something.
Huh?
Fits right in at Yellow Belly. Yes, that's why we feel like we have to go to Yellow Belly. Like, I will not be happy if we do not end up at Yellow Belly because I feel like that's our style of place, or at least something we got to experience once. It's rowdy, it's crazy, it's packed. There's people all over the line. We love that shit.
Yeah, them guys down here think they're going to show you how to smoke weed.
Yeah.
But let me tell you boys, they're here, Yellow Belly. Yeah, Yellow Belly boys. Y'all think y'all can smoke some weed? Y'all think y'all can smoke some weed?
Yeah, come find the crew, man. They'll show you how it's done. I mean, and there might be people that can smoke just like us down there, but like I can promise you, we can smoke every breath for 24 hours, like, and not go down. Like, keep right on going. And I'm sure other people can too. But if so, then you should be coming to our trailer anyways to say hi so we can smoke, party.
Yeah.
Who's Mr. Eason?
Mr. Eason?
At the gut. It says you can get some wisdom from Mr. Eason.
Oh, he's one of the, him and his sister own the track.
Oh,
They're one of them. They're one of them Bible thumpers. But
we know a few of those.
But you know, they have a hood track.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I mean the Lord
works in mysterious ways.
My Lord and Savior, Mr. just Jesus Christ, or it or her or him, whatever we know. It or whatever, not it, but
yeah. I don't know, it might be an it.
But you know, I'm sure opening on Sundays, you know, they got,
I don't know if that one's looked on great or not. I don't know. I can't remember. Was it the Dead Sea Scrolls that said you didn't even have to go to church? Just two people talking about God was God. Not to hit them. So
not only is he one of the Bible thumpers, but he's one of them
government made lightning.
Oh yeah, but he's one of them. He's one of them realists, I guess, or extremists, or you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
one of them co-conspirators. You know. But he's going to do all kinds of stuff out the track out there. I mean, they've done some upgrades out there. So done some upgrades and yeah, he might be a flat earther.
Now, wasn't there one deal where like people were mad at him about something, or that owner switched or something?
No,
or that was a Dan Lee fucking deal or something.
No, that was I think Dan Lee trying to make it out. It was him. But
okay.
I don't know. But, you know, I mean.
I feel like my glasses are crooked. Yeah, they are.
I don't know if mine are.
I hate glasses. Glasses are the worst thing in the fucking world. But my eyeball, I got a bunch of rust in my eyeball the other day, so I had to take my contacts out, and now I can't put one back in because it's fucking.
I don't know if it's because I'm high as shit right now, but I'm blind as fuck right now. Hold on, let me see.
I'm blind. If I go like this, I can't even read the Bone Ranger from here, and I'm like a foot from the fucking screen.
I can read that, but I can't read the comments on the right.
I couldn't even touch the.
But
comments.
If I do this, bam, I can see the comments now. Like I do this, You're blurry. I'm blurry. Everything's all
I
blurry.
don't want to touch some of these comments, but they're fucking hilarious.
Oatmeal Bill, not worth wasting good weed.
I forgot Dan Lee existed. Dan Lee's doing what? Another world's fastest small tire or something?
Who knows? Who knows with that guy? Wow, what's up with Bill?
I don't know what's up with Bill.
I think he's mainstream, isn't he? He's a full blown celebrity.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, in all honesty, like, they got to be some of the biggest names out there, man. They just did. They started a YouTube channel before everyone else and went to a ton of cool events and got a huge following.
Mm-hmm. And good for them. I mean,
yeah, I got no problem with them, man. Like,
you know,
I
if
understand,
you can work it
like,
and
some
get
people
it.
have issues or whatever, but like even with Bill, like, I don't have any issue. Bill's never talked shit to us or anything. I mean, he's always been very nice to us, and Billy and Tommy have always been way awesome. And Billy especially, like, I've known Billy now for 5 fucking years of doing this all over with him. And he's never done one thing ever to me or in our area or to any of my crew that we could ever say a bad word about. Like, they've helped us. They've loaned us parts before. We've loaned them parts before. Billy offered me his truck after we beat him. Like, at English Mountain, I blew my motor up beating him. And he literally, when I went to tell him good race, was like, do you want to run my truck for the rest of the event? And I was like, no, man, you see what we do to stuff. Like, I'm not going to do it to yours too. So,
Yeah.
Rory's an awesome dude too. I met Rory for the first time. Man, that was a long time ago too. 2 years ago or something at Hardensburg. He was hanging with Andrew Lavender. And Rory's always been a really good dude. That'd be another good dude to get on here. He's hilarious and has 4,000 memes.
The meme war.
Dude, some of them are so good. And their crew right now is fast. Like, Andrew, maybe we should see if we can get all 3 of them on at once, like Rocky, Andrew, and Rory. And they've been controversial lately too. Like, they're not afraid to tell you what they think of you if you suck.
Oh, I know.
I like
especially what was it Andrew when what Bill was yelling in something at War in the Woods or something, and I was like, wow, man, you better watch out. The SRC cult's going to get you.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've experienced them too. Like, Phil and Billy had a race that was really close, and holy shit, like, it got so crazy that Billy eventually got online and was like, hey man, I lose races sometimes. I lost that one. Like, chill out. And then everyone was cool. But yeah, I mean, they've got a huge following. And like you said, good for them. Like, I think it's awesome. I mean, if you're telling me right now that I could make videos and race nonstop instead of what I have to do to make money to race, I would pick that. Like, I think it's cool. Like, whether I agree with everything they say or everything they do, that's beside the point. I still think it's just like MPK. Like, everyone wants to trash on the Street Outlaw dudes, but I don't think anyone, if they were offered a yearly wage that was worth it and told to go be on TV and race cars for a living, would you say no? Like, fuck no, dude. Like, if someone's going to pay or do that, that's awesome. And I don't care how I got to act. Like, but don't get me wrong, some of them act really shitty with the cameras off.
Well, I kind of turned it down way back in the day, but you know,
and I don't blame you. Like,
that was a different time though.
Well, even still, you can see how our crew is. Our crew works on a YouTube channel. Our crew doesn't work on real TV unless it's HBO or some, you know, a network that is very loose. You know, I don't think we would work well on No Prep Kings, and I don't think we do great on Street Outlaws either, because we're the type of people that just want to race. Like, I don't want to talk shit. I don't want to go back and forth.
Yeah, and that's what they want.
That's what they want. So like, I don't think we're a perfect fit. I mean, we've been asked a few times. We've almost went. It's just, I just can't leave for that long, man. I mean, like
Yeah.
the experience would be cool. I think it'd be cool for my kid to go to school and be like, yo, my dad's on TV. What's your dad do? In your face. Like, that'd be hilarious. But other than that, like, I don't know. It don't do much for me.
No, I'll
Other
tell
than it
you,
would be cool to
met-
go away for a month and adult kid camp it.
I met Patrick Swayze when I was in Florida.
The
guy on their chat. We always
funeral?
talk about.
Oh,
Well, no, we always say, "Oh, Patrick Swayze," and then I actually met him at Florida. He's from New York, but he was down there visiting his boy.
oh, fuck yeah, dude! That's way cool that he showed up.
Yeah,
I just had a guy.
Max,
Was he?
that
Ease and
really
Bees?
suck. I just
A guy from Europe or the UK hit me up.
Robert.
Yeah,
Robert May.
Robert May. That was it.
Yeah.
Yep, right there. Robert May.
Yeah,
Messaged me and stuff. That was really
he's
cool
always
talking with
he's
him.
always in the chats as well.
And I think he's trying to come out to War in the Woods. I told him too. I was like, get over to our pit, man, and hang out if you get down there.
Where we see the small tire rules evolving to.
I see the way it is right now staying in maybe another class forming. Like there's probably, or getting big, like either hard tire, true street, maybe 26. They're going to make another class for people with more regular cars to run, which used to be just small tire, no prep, but it's now evolved into something else. And whatever class they pick will do the same thing. Like if they all pick hard tire and the pots get up to 50 grand, then you're going to see LL Spool J show up on a hard tire. Like all classes will eventually be ruined by.
I don't see Pro Mod chassis coming.
No, I don't think this makes the jump like RVW did or whatever, where I think forever RVW, you had to be like steel roof, steel quarter. And then now they let Pro Mods in. I don't really see Pro Mods ever no prepping.
Yeah.
I just don't even, most people that own a Pro Mod just aren't even the type to show up to an event like ours and think it was cool. They're huge money. Like, could you imagine most of the Pro Mod owners trying to pull into War in the Woods and pick a place to park and then drive through anything there, return road or anything with a Pro Mod? Like, I don't think we'll see Pro Mods like doing no prep, but I mean, I guess some of our cars are very close to a Pro Mod, just minus the fiberglass body, but I don't think you'll see actual Pro Mods. I think small tire will stay. There'll always be a 28 steel roof quarter class, and that mainly being the only rule. And then I think there's going to be another class that picks up. My personal guess is hard tire. You're going to start seeing a lot of people go to hard tire because just like no prep gave people with more budget friendly cars a chance, that's what hard tire is going to do. And like I said, eventually people will start picking that class apart too. But right now you could get a jump on it, be the next beater bomb of hard tire. But yeah, small tire I think will stay the same, but a little bit different. Yeah, and I mean, I guess like a Corvette, an all fiberglass Corvette that's had a chassis built for it and the bottom cut out of it and lowered onto it and attached to it is kind of a Pro Mod, and I'm not saying that someone might not try it or some event might let it, but I just don't see majority of Pro Mod racers wanting to even go to an event like ours. Like they want to park on concrete. They want to, they're parking gigantic toter haulers with stacker trailers and shit with a motorhome next to it to sleep in. Like,
yeah, they're gonna pull down the pull down the
War in the Woods hill with that thing and try to get. The Prestons pull it off, but like they're the only ones. So like we kind of got a spot saved for them always when they come. So they're lucky, and theirs isn't even like the type of toters Pro Mod dudes usually show up with, but Yeah, I don't know. It's possible, but
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't mind that they did it to RVW. It's not my class, and I don't mind watching pro. I think pro mods are really cool. Like personally, they're really cool cars to check out. I mean, they're like the pinnacle of it. It's pretty neat, but I don't know. It'll never be something I get into or race. I mean, I might help someone with one day. I could get old and not do this and help some pro mod team, but I don't see myself really wanting one or owning one. I like door cars. I like cars that look like cars that you could own.
Yeah.
With multiple colored panels.
with a lot of signatures on the front of it.
Yeah, and I think we're going to wrap the rest of it white so that people can just sign the whole thing and it matches finally. So that might be cool.
I'm pretty sure I still haven't signed it, but
I think so too. I looked the other day after we did that interview. I dug it apart. But I'll catch you at one of them this year and force you.
It ain't like we ain't going to see each other.
Yeah,
So
100 times. On the new Dodge Charger, I don't know anything about that. Have you seen it? Is it special? Has it got extra horsepower?
Do you got to have more than a 392 to get it credit score?
Hopefully not. It'll take 100 car K to win. Look in the last 2 years where it's got. No, I agree. And I would also say that something a lot of people might not be paying attention to or catching, and definitely some people that do understand this, like everything's went up. So like I built this car behind me. The drivetrain for it was out of the white car. So I built that like 4 years ago. And then bought the chassis a couple years ago. Like, I paid like $30,000 for my motor. And right now, this same motor is almost 50 to 55 just because like a dart block when I bought it was $2,400 and it's now $4,900. And everything else has went that same route. So when you say it's going to take $100,000 car to win, I think if you're building one today, it don't take much to have $100,000 car anymore. It's just not the same. Like 100,000 is a $200,000 car now. So like if you're referring to like the Preston's car, which is like Frankenstein, which is an XRVW car, that to build a car like that nowadays is $200,000. Used to be 100,000, but to build it or have someone like Tin Soldiers or Bipolar, J&E or Jerry Bickle or any of these people like build you a chassis, you're going to have $200,000 into that car to do that nowadays. So yeah, I think there's going to be some other classes that are left for people that are building, 60, 70, 50, 40, $30,000 cars, or at least buying ones that are already built for 30 grand that would probably cost 60 or more to build. But yeah, I think the used market's going to go crazy here soon when everyone figures out that like everything doubled, so you can't replace it. So like if I'm going to sell my car right now, my car's got a $10,000 Marty rear end in it. It's got a $15,000 tranny and bolt together converter and M&M shifter. It's got a Fuel Tech FT600 with everything you can buy for it. It's got Jeff Thomas reservoir shocks all the way around it. It's got an LS, like I told you, that's got everything but a billet block, down to even boring out the lifter bores and shit. Like, if I was to try, and it's a double frame rail car, if I was to try to replace that right now, it'd be like $150,000 fucking dollars. It'd be $100 if I built it in the garage myself, just in parts, to put it together. So it almost makes it not worth selling ever, which I won't. I'll give it to Noah or Graydon or one of the kids eventually, but watch them run it. But yeah, it's a weird world how it's changed. Like people are going to find out quick, and then used cars are going to just start going way higher than you think they should be. But in all actuality, it's what they should probably go for because that's where the market went.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what
And
we're
like
doing.
I said, yeah, like we talked about too. I like Swan Strong. I don't mind him. I think he's entertaining, and he's always got hot chicks and strippers and shit. You know, I can
What?
roll with that.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. You watch his like live feeds or whatever, his Facebook. That dude's
Yeah,
always,
I'm definitely gotta get this dude on now. You
dude.
heard me?
They party, like I said. They call him, dude. That's big country and little country. Like anyone with
I know.
nicknames like that, dog, you getting it. Like I said, I followed him before he ever got into MPK.
Yeah.
He's just a cool dude, I think. But I've never talked to him or been in the same place with him. I think so. I don't have any real life experience, but I imagine the dude's probably pretty cool.
Yeah, when I went out there to California, I'll just talk. I was there. I didn't talk to him or anything, but they didn't seem that bad. But you know, there were cameras there, so I don't know how all that takes over. You know,
He paid $2,700 for his last chick. See, that's
Wow.
dope. If this dude's buying chicks for under $3,000, dude, that's a baller negotiator.
damn.
I can't even begin to count what my wife's cost me. It was way more than $2,700.
And that's what I tell people. You know, they're like, you know, you're renting it no matter what.
Oh, fucking A, right. You're paying. I don't care.
No matter if you got papers on it or not, you're still on it.
Money is getting exchanged. Eric asked, you guys think that eventually the top runners will go pro charger? No, there'll always be a nitrous guy and a turbo guy. I think you're going to see more and more go to pro charger. The benefits in pro charger that I see, at least coming from a turbo car, is like you're pedaling. Like when you pedal it, it doesn't throw the boost curve all off and fuck with things. You can ease out of it and ease back into it. And RPM is what dictates your boost. So I think there's some cool things about the Pro Charger. The thing that sucks about the Pro Charger is they eat up parts. Like you break a lot. You break cranks. You break a lot of parts. So you break the gear drives and all that. So a lot of people won't switch just based off that, you know, you can't continue to race, you know, if you can't afford billet Hemis every other day or whatever. But me personally likes the big block, like a big block Chevy with a Pro Charger for what I do. I would really like it. I believe there's some other benefits of it too that I'll let people find out for themselves. There's YouTube videos you can watch or shit, but there's some cool things that Pro Chargers do that the other ones don't. And like I said, nitrous will always be a thing too. Nitrous is so cheap to build. Well, I shouldn't say so cheap, but nitrous is cheaper to build than the other ones, but costs more to run throughout the year. I wouldn't want to buy nitrous, but there'll always be those guys that do it differently. But yeah, Pro Chargers are pretty cool, I think. I don't know if I have, like, Bank Robber is an example. I'm pretty sure he broke his crank a little after the Gangster's Paradise race or something, and I don't think he could get a crank until I think he's coming back out this year. Like, he didn't even run the rest of the year because he couldn't get a crank. Because you got to run a really, really, really good crank, like a Winberg or something on an LS to try to keep him from breaking the end of the crank off. And I don't know. I don't have enough experience with those to really comment. Like Bank Robber, that's another dude that'd probably be a good dude to interview. Bank Robber, Justin Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get a ton of credit, but I've talked to them a bunch, and they're really interesting, really good guys. Luke Shivers is another good guy that rolls with that crew. Dude, Dylan Crawford might be a good one to have on. He just got in that huge boxing match, and that was pretty interesting to watch.
The big boxing match. What was that?
Yeah, he went to New York and jumped in a boxing match that was like a 2-day long boxing match and tried to win the event. I think he made it to the semifinals or something.
Damn it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. He also is like a race promoter and shit for those down south guys.
Oh shit.
I think he's part of the Inverse or something. I could be wrong. I don't want to misspeak on someone's event. So, but yeah, all those guys are really cool and not as well known as some people. And yeah, the other bonus to the Pro Charger is it's more just adjusting timing or pulleys or gear drives, depending on how you got it hooked up. But yeah, it's a lot less, where a turbo car, you're pulling timing and making a boost curve and plotting a bunch of things. And then if you pedal it, all that shit pretty much goes out the window and you're just hoping that it reacts how it should or holds it. So ProCharger, I think, is better, but it breaks stuff, and I don't know. It's both ways. Supercharger technology came a long way too in the last 6-7 years, so that made a difference. All right. Well, it looks like we're losing some of them, Limpy, so we'll quit bugging these dudes, and we'll come up with a
name.
We'll come up with a name this week, and we'll get Chuck on next week. We'll go right back to Chuck. Maybe we'll do 2 people or something, and we'll do like a Chuck and someone else and split it up. That way we can just rapid fire questions at them. And then we got to come up with some interesting questions.
Yeah, we got to have our own questions.
Yeah, we got to know what their favorite jam is, or what song would play when you pull up into the lane if this was WWE. What would your jam, your opening walk-on song be?
Yeah.
And then, the other thing about ProChargers real quick before I jump off is, at least up here, every time we tried to street race with one of the blower cars, it got broke up. And when the cops showed up, they literally commented that everyone said, we had multiple calls of how loud this was.
Yeah.
It's almost like they might have let us finish the race if we didn't have such a loud car. But I definitely don't want to discriminate on blowers on the street. And I love that they're loud. I think they sound so cool.
They hurt.
Right?
They hurt.
We'll come back next week with a new name and some new guests, and we'll shed some light on some of the lesser known people that are out there putting in some fucking major work. Shout out to Glenn for helping us out.
Yeah. Appreciate Glenn coming on.
If I ever get online, I always shout out who helps me. So Bipolar Performance, J&E Performance, Garrett at Fuel Tech, E's and B's, Ed, podcast every Friday, Chris Lane and Mike at Stripper Glitter, Victor and Randy at Affordable Doors if you need any garage doors, Sloan on a Dega Dragway if you want to have a good time on a rowdy old school track. I can't forget anyone. Capizzi Automotive on my automatics, on my trannies.
Your fuel injector people.
Fuel injection services. They actually don't sponsor the car. They're just great. So I always shout them out. Same with Detroit Battery Company. They don't sponsor the car, but they're great people. They did really amazing things for me before they ever knew who I was. I didn't call them and be like, hey, this is Jasper with LL Spool J. I wanted to buy a battery. Do I get any hookup? I just called them, asked for a battery, and they were willing to deliver it to my house. And I live an hour away. So that's pretty fucking cool. And then I think they were almost shocked when they figured out it was me, that I didn't ask for something. So I want to shout that company out because they did cool things, even though they're not a sponsor. And Bobby Built, god dang, see, I always feel like shit because I forget shit. But Bobby Built, and then last time on my crew, this haunted me since our last interview. I didn't think Wildman Jack. Wildman Jack don't have social media, but man, he does anything he can for us and the team and helps on the car. So I wanted to shout him out too because I fucked that up. Oh, and Stone Depot. And obviously Turn and Burn.
TRS? Did you say TRS?
Oh, God. And Jeff at TRS. Fuck, dude. I'm going to make a list and fucking put it right here on the laptop.
I got you back. I got you back, hopefully.
So I think that's everyone. And they're all amazing people. Check out their companies. They're all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and most of them have websites. So, all right, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right. See y'all.
Thanks, Lippy.
Later. All right. And this weekend we'll be in Hobbs. Weather looks like it's going to be a little nice during the day and a little chilly at night. We'll be out there. And then we got 2 weeks after that, we got the Get Down. We'll be out there in I think it's Stanville or Stanville or something like that, or Arizona. We'll be out there in Arizona. And we got Newport, we got the Purge. We got a new one for us right here. Basin Bash. So that's in Vernal, Utah. Get with Cody Cook. I think that people know who Cody Cook is. He's been here. He's street raced here before, and raced. He has the blower car. Raced Nate for some coin. We got Camp Wars as well, May 17th, 18th. And did I hit that? I thought I hit that. Maybe I didn't hit it. Of course, Small Tire Gangsters needs no introduction. All right. Y'all have a good night. And your sticky icky right here is almost getting the everything. He's almost ready for everything. He's almost ready. So get some good prep, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good night. See y'all later.